There we go. James, would you be so kind as to take us in?
Last time on Dark Heresy.
No, wrong game. You foolish turtle. Don't split up. Never go off on your own, even if it's just to take a tinkle behind a blueberry bush. How many times have you heard those words, children? Dozens? Hundreds? Yes, well, back then, you see, many people didn't understand the danger of going off alone. Truth be told, it wasn't as dangerous going off on one's own back then, but it was still dangerous, even in a city like Neverwinter. More so, sometimes. But yes, 3 of the heroes of this tale, Uther, Dukhal, and Tabitha, all went off on their own. Don't split the party! Ha ha ha! Fools! Moxie, Darwin, and Voldran, meanwhile, stuck together. The smart ones, those 3 were. And Wu had vanished. No one seemed concerned. Uther said he'd probably be along eventually. And I'm not to, accuse people willy-nilly of thinking less of some of the more unusual species of the world, but I always wondered, did no one really react to Wu's disappearance because he was part goblin? Disposable, perhaps? I know, it's hard to believe in this modern world, but even then, in the modern times of the 16th century, there were some right bigoted Dukhals about. Language, grandfather! Oh, sorry! But where had Wu gone? He was a stranger in a strange land, an alien, a foreigner, an interloper, a migrant, a benefits tourist, call him what you will. Wu did not belong in the city. And I don't mean that in a close-minded, ultra-patriotic sense, like those lunatics across the sea in Mazdaca. No. I mean, he had never been to such a place. A city of men. And he did look like a goblin, and there had been goblin incidents in the city. He could easily find himself in hot water, especially in Neverwinter, with the river running through its heart. And could Wu even swim if he did find himself in hot water? But anyway, the others, yes. Dukhal, he went back to his tribe to see Mummy and Daddy, and they told him that Dar, his brother, who wasn't really his brother, well, modern families and all that, complicated. I had an octopus as an uncle once. Yes, strange times indeed. But yes, Dukhal, he told his mother, Dilether, who was the Orcs representative on the city council, you see. He told her about the glowy beetles from the Underdark, and the criminals, and the Big Shadow, and the Temple of Tiamat. The Temple of Tiamat that Lady Roth had taken them to and asked them to keep secret. And Mum said, "Ooh, that sounds weird. I'll tell to Council Ebayek." He told Mum about this bloke he'd met. Human, nice chap, Uther. "It's about time you met someone," said Mum. No, not like that. She didn't mean it like that, or did she? I mean, come to think of it, now, looking back. Oh dear. But yes, anyway, Uther, Paladin of Bahamut. Bahamut. Remember him, kids? No, of course you don't. Sorry. Anyway, Uther went to the Halls of Justice, where he'd been staying a while, and spoke with Paladin Froome, the man in charge. He told Froome pretty much what Dukhal had told his mum. Froome, too, said he would mention this shadow in the business with the temple, the forbidden temple that no one was supposed to know about. The one that was supposed to be a secret. He would bring it up in the council meeting, because Froome was on the bloody council, too. Anyway, Tabitha, she went to the shop she had found the night before, met another tabaxi. Swift Heart was her name. She sold gravel and the good stuff, and assorted everyday items. And she told Tabitha that the council was open house, but only citizens of the council, of the city, could attend the council meetings. And she showed Tabitha her citizen tag, a thin wooden thing engraved with her own likeness. Tabitha managed to go the whole conversation without blabbing about the great secret she had gained knowledge of. Moxie, Darwin, and Voldran hung around with Lady Roth a while. As promised, the mushroom folk were given a home, and they spoke of work. Voldran mentioned hunting bigger prey. Now there were 6 of them. I mean 7. Yes, definitely 7. Yes, agreed Lady Roth. I always need rare bits and bobs. And Briff Chodrig, the alchemist in the city, he's always got a high demand for gizzards and bloods and fluids and such like. But, she said, you have proven yourselves competent folks. What if I have more interesting work? And she told them that sometimes she was contacted by the city council and asked to investigate, off the books, the strange happenings in the city. Like things appearing where they didn't belong, people vanishing, lost time. And the next time something came up, Lucy would give them a call. Ah, Lucy. Luciana Ruff. Lady Luciana Ruff. You know, she could have been quite a wealthy woman. Had a whole estate thing going on down in Waterdeep. Gave it all up. Claimed she could never stand benefiting from her family's ill-gotten gains. Still, she had a good life. Mostly. Right up until the, unpleasantness. But anyway, Lucy eventually gathered all 6 of these reprobates up and took them to see Elia, you know, the drunk tiefling woman. What a gal. Oh, they all went to her house, this wild, overground mansion, trees and vines. and they found this woman nursing a bad head in her arboretum. The plants there seemed to have a life of their own, yes. Elia sort of apologized for being rude the night before. Or was it 3 nights before? Who knows? Time! Haha! Tricky stuff! Anyway, Elia told the group that she believed Lucy was trying to reignite her spark, sending the 6 of you to see her in the hope she would get back on the horse, become inspired or something. But she didn't have it in her, she said. She wasn't feeling it anymore. Of course, our heroes probably had no idea what she was really talking about, and she dismissed them offhand, seemingly uninterested in them. Even Uther, of course, knew something of Elia. He had heard the rumors of the Chosen of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, living in the city. That was why he had come here. Perhaps Elia wasn't what he had expected, but still, he gave no indication if that was the case, all but pledging himself to her cause, which seemed to be getting drunk. And off to the Driftwood Tavern they all went to find Elia's favorite whiskey. Poor Elia. Lucy was just trying to be there for her friend, you see, sending the group to her, trying to take her mind off things. She'd always been something of a loner for much of her life, Elia. But in more recent times, she had started to develop relationships, and her work here in the city, the things she had done, had led to a number of people warming to her, learning of her presence. She had become a living legend. The protector of Neverwinter, a vital part of the resistance during the Rage. And when she revealed her presence to the whole city, and they rallied behind her, even the common folk had taken up arms that day. She became a patron to a number of adventuring groups, and a good friend to many people, and an inspiration to many more. Even Lord Neverember had begrudgingly started to think of her as a friend towards the end, and he hated everyone! Yes, but all those people she grew to know and trust, there was one more special to Elia than any of them. And it was that person's loss who Elia was struggling to deal with. It had all been so sudden, so unexpected. 1 minute she was there and then she was gone. I never knew her myself, but I remember her well. I'm sorry, Grandfather, that doesn't make any sense. How can you remember someone that you never met? Don't worry about it. Grandfather's just all muddled up. Confused. That's all. The old man wipes at the edge of one eye, and he glances up at the shattered moon far above. And then to the west, where dark clouds begin to gather. Greenish lightning flickering at the edges of a storm. He stands, suddenly, a look of alarm upon his face. Come along, children. We need to get back to camp quickly now. And I'll tell you what happened in the inn when the shadow men came through the basement, nearly killing Moxie. What about Woo, Grandfather? Asked one of the children. Was he all right? Yes, Woo. Now there's a tale. The last of the shadow creatures dies, silently, its form dissipating like smoke, and the torches illuminating this basement, which have been slowly fading the last 30 seconds or so, are suddenly extinguished. and even the magical light provided by Voldron's dancing lights begins to fade. For Voldron and Tabitha, this proves little problem, both seeing well in the dark. Voldron grew up in darkness, and Tabitha has the eyes of a nocturnal predator. But for the others, for Darwin, Dukhal, Moxie, and Uther, the basement is plunged into darkness, save for the small points of light provided by Voldron. And at the center of the room throughout this whole fight, a writhing mass of shadowy tentacles has been squirming and growing more substantial. And within this darkness now, Voldron and Tabitha, you see shapes moving. 2 humanoid figures, like those you just battled. And something else. Like a part of this shifting, roiling darkness has come to life. And it shrieks, suddenly, "Father, no, help me!" And you see the form of a child loom up out of the shadow, shrieking as it rises, only to collapse down into this liquid mass of darkness again, and then reform elsewhere in the creature, rising, shrieking, collapsing, rising, shrieking, collapsing. "Father, help me!" Again and again it rises, it shrieks, and then it fades from view. And the other 2 creatures disappear too into the darkness, blending in with the darkness of the basement and the writhing tentacles of shadow. And I would like everyone except Wu to roll initiative, please.
Come on, motherfucker. Roll 20.
Where's that again?
Top, middle.
On the right hand side of armor class, your little shield.
And one for Darwin. 6.14. 13.14. Alright, I don't know why we've got dancing lights on the turn order. That don't make much sense. Everybody's in. Got no duplicates.
Ooh, squibbly beast.
Meanwhile, somewhere else. Hayden. Or Woo, rather. Are you there, Hayden? Oh, you are.
Hello.
Okay. Woo.
Black Lake.
Your eyes flutter open. You're groggy. Your vision is a little blurred. A sound comes to you muffled and indistinct. You cannot move. But you are standing bolt upright, and you feel your staff in your hand and your pack still upon your back, but you cannot move. And slowly, your vision begins to clear. And you see the chamber you were in is about 10 feet square. The walls and floor are not perfectly flat and smooth. There are ridges regularly across every surface, almost like ribbing. And the whole room seems to be made of this strange material in hues of yellow, purple, and orange. It looks organic and hard, not man-made like steel, not shaped stone.
Oh, rubbed for her pleasure.
But the almost perfect cube of the room makes you think that, although the material is not man-made, perhaps the chamber is. Make a nature check, please.
Let's see up. Oh, what do you mean the math says? Wait a second. Need to go grab a mouse when it's not my turn. It's loading up. H check. I'll find that. There it is. Oh, wait a second. Normal, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Click that.
Grown. That's the word you need to describe this room. It looks like a naturally occurring material that has grown into this perfect cube. Like plants and trees were grown to form awnings and shelters back in the Azure lands, but this is no plant. Of that you are sure. A shiver runs up your spine. Something moves, and a section of the ribbed wall parts with a strange sound like a dagger being drawn slowly over a whetstone. And through the newly opened gap come two figures. Tall, well over 6 feet, thin, looking a little emaciated almost. Their skin is pale yellow, although one of them has slightly green tones around the eyes and ears. Their skulls are long and angular with deep-set eyes, flattened noses, and pointed, serrated ears. The taller of the two appears male, with long dark hair tied into braids. He wears armor of a strange dark metal that seems to reflect no light. And inset into the armor here and there are red gems like rubies, glistening in an unseen light. And the second figure is shorter, with russet-coloured hair tied in a similar style to the companion, but this one is clearly female. And she wears lighter, sparser armor of the same strange dark metal that just covers her shoulders and chest, and the rest of her body and her arms and her lower half are covered in fabric wrappings and flowing skirts. And they look a little bit like this. Woo.
Where is it?
Give me a fucking chance, man.
Got you. Oh. What they?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Wait, what the bloody hell are they?
And then they speak. Eventually, one of them, the female, reaches to you and grabs your head with long, slender fingers.
Get a dodge out the way.
No, because you cannot move. She leans in very close, and she peers at you. She closes her eyes, and you feel something dance across your mind. She looks back at her colleague and speaks in her strange language, but somehow, now you understand the words.
I'm telling you, it's not a goblin.
The male looks back to his friend.
But it looks like a goblin. If it looks like a goblin and it smells like a goblin, but that's just it. It does not smell like a goblin. And look at its feet.
The strange sensation touches your mind again.
It calls itself Hoblin. Hobgoblin? No, Hoblin.
Is that a thing? It sounds made up.
I agree. But here it is, this Hoblin.
Well, what do we do with it then?
We put it back. It might be someone's pet. They might miss it.
Okay, cleanse and release.
As you wish, my love.
The female holds up a gauntleted hand, which glows softly with a purple light. She pushes her hand into your head, Woo. It passes through your skull with no resistance. And you feel nothing. And the female's face is one of concentration for a few moments, and then she withdraws her hand, and she holds something. Something that looks like this.
Is it there yet?
Oh, it's dead.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Good.
With her other hand, she pats you on the head.
Good boy. You're all better now.
And she crushes the thing with a wet squelch.
Open the hatch,
she says.
I'll wipe his memory and put him back where we found him.
And you hear another sound, like before, like a knife on whetstone, and you see the ground beneath your feet opens up. And somehow you do not fall through the gap. And beneath you, you can see buildings, homes, people moving past a couple of 100 feet below. How many more do you think? Asks the man. Everything suddenly shifts sideways, as though the chamber you are in is struck hard by something. And there's a shout from the male creature as he tumbles backwards, knocked from his feet. The female falls sideways, striking her head hard on the wall, and she collapses unconscious. And as she passes out, Wu begins to fall. You fall through the hatch out into open sky. You look up and you see back through the hatch the interior of the chamber rapidly receding above you. You see the male clinging to the female to stop her falling out too. His other hand stretches through the hatch as though he had tried to grab you but was too slow. And there's nothing else there, just a hatch like a window in the cloudy sky. And you fall and you fall and you fall. And make a perception check, please. How can you move? You're falling.
Well, I mean, kind of wail my arms.
Yeah,
like this.
sure. Yeah,
Oh,
sure,
sorry,
but you're
sorry,
falling.
covers
But
that
make a perception check at disadvantage, please.
Okay. Yeah, that's just perfect. Like move my arms frantically. Eight.
Okay. Soon you stop falling as you hit the water, and you begin instead of falling to drown. Your arms still immobile, coming back into a sort of locked pose at your sides again. Now you're in the water, and you plunge into this cool water beneath you, and down you go, unable to move, and you strain against unseen bonds as you sink deeper and deeper, and light begins to fade, and darkness swallows you. And in darkness, in a basement beneath the Driftwood Tavern, it's turn 1. Top of the round, it's Voldron.
Okay. But if fire
hang on a sec. Sorry, hang on a sec. Wait. First of all, I need you to make a perception check.
Find it.
You're not at disadvantage on that. Oh yeah, you would be. Yeah, you would be. Okay, so you can't currently see these creatures very well. They're hiding in the darkness. But you can see that they haven't moved. They've sort of blended in with the shadows. You can tell where they are, but they're very indistinct.
Yeah.
You can still attack them, but you will be at disadvantage because they're kind of hidden.
Okay, cool. Right.
So there's two little ones like what you fought before, and then there's this bigger mass as well.
Yeah, I'll shoot the bigger mass.
All right.
A large target.
It is a large target.
What's
So-
that mind squig?
That gives you
Normal.
advantage, which would cancel it out. Yeah.
Yeah, basically normal. Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
Towers.
So yeah, you fire the Moontouch longbow, and despite this being a very tricky shot, this thing's blending into the surroundings. You hear it shriek as it hits. Roll damage, please, Johnny. Ooh, it's a good solid hit. 10 damage to open this attack.
Cool.
Anything else?
No, I'm just going to get another arrow. Just start reaching for another arrow.
All right. Okay. The creature shrieks, and you see it begins to move back into the shadows more.
And then it is.
Say, don't go. Come back and play.
Then it is Tabitha. Hello, Alison. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My apologies for my tardiness.
No worries. Not a problem.
Busy in the litter tray, I'm afraid.
Oh God, you have to do that. Yeah,
Always a pleasure.
it's a priority task.
Yeah.
You can't sit there.
Busy in it.
You can't sit there in a house with a cat's egg in a litter tray, can you? It's horrific. Right, it's your turn, Tabitha. So you can't really see these creatures very well. Make a perception check, please. At disadvantage. You and Voldrin are the only people that can actually see this room properly at all, as well. And you're struggling to see these three creatures that were in the darkness.
Okay.
Disadvantage. Perception. No, that's performance.
I can't see. Sorry, I thought you put it on it for me.
Okay, yeah, you're not entirely sure where they are, but you do know where they were. You know the big one was here, in the middle, and the two little ones were... I've just realised I'm clicking in black, which isn't very helpful. The two little ones were here. So you do know where they were, you just can't see them. So if you wanted to try and attack, even though you can't see them, you can tell me which target you want to go for, and we'll figure out if it's still there and if you hit it.
Can I do a quick run and throw something?
You can move if you want, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still not 100% sure on how I work really, so I can run quickly, can't I?
Yeah, so you've got like a special cat sprint, so you can move your normal amount, and every other turn you can use this cat sprint. If you use it, I think if you use it 2 turns in a row, it causes you exhaustion or something, or can you just...
No, she has to be stationary for 1 turn.
Right, that's it, yeah. So you can make like a really fast move.
I don't know if you have or not. I think the last one you moved, so I don't think you've been stationary.
Yeah, you did. You moved out of cover where you were,
and then you went back down after being attacked. So you
gave Moxie a health potion, didn't you?
That's true. That's right. Yeah.
So basically, like any character can effectively move twice in a turn. It can make its normal move, and it can use its action to dash. But the kitty people, I've forgotten their name, Tabaxi, can effectively move 3 times in 1 turn. They can move, use an action to dash, and then they can pull this cat bullshit off as well, so they can be really quick.
Okay, so I might go over there and... That visual. And over there.
What have you got? You've got a 6 move. And then you've got your action. And you could actually use your action to move again if you wanted. Where are you going? If this beast is here.
Yeah.
So where do you want to be then?
But I need to be behind cover.
No.
My brain ain't working properly.
Okay. So 1, 2, 4, 6. That was where you were. You moved and get to the thing.
Yeah.
So from there, I mean, from where you are, you can probably, but you can't see the thing, can you?
No.
So yeah, unfortunately, it's all in shadow. We need some way to illuminate it. I don't think you've got anything to illuminate with. Unless,
There's no lamps anyway, is there?
didn't you have a thingamy?
Oh, my cloak.
Yeah. I think
I've got something in my cloak.
built into your cloak.
That's it.
Yeah. So,
What's on it?
oh, yeah. So, there we go.
No, what's on it?
Bullseye lantern filled and lit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, take one of those off.
Yeah.
That's an action.
Is it?
Yeah.
Taking it off.
Yeah. To pull it out. That'll be an action. And then you still
Does it say that on the description for the cloak that it's an action to take something off?
I think so. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. It's through as you can use an action to detach one of the patches, causing it to become the object or creature it represents.
Okay, cool. I will let you ignite it for free though, if you want.
It's already lit.
Oh, is
It's
it?
filled and lit on the bullseye lantern.
Yeah.
Cool.
Axie.
Right. So what I'm gonna give you then is.
Couldn't edit this. I think.
Hang on, it's going to give me something.
Yeah, it's going to give you a little light source around you, I think. Yeah, we still can't edit that, so you'll have to remove one of those.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't edit that. You should be able to. Just give me a second.
Can I take it off, run over there, and can I still do my thing?
No,
No.
because like casting a spell is your action
Right,
for
I
the
see.
turn, and this also can do like
Hmm.
pulling it out of you.
What would it be? Are you guys going to be able to see if I use the light? Is it useful for you guys?
Yeah, it'll give some kind, if nothing else.
I can't see fuck all, by the way. I don't think.
Yeah.
All as normal
You've
humans,
got-
we can't see fuck
You've
all.
got night vision, but this thing is made of night, more or less. So
Right.
it's blending in very well, and it's very even you struggle to see it, but at least you can see something.
So I'm better off going over there and lighting up.
Yeah, I would say. I don't. We'll find out in a sec what your range is, and then you're going to have to get close. I think.
What's that on the floor? It's not a tablet, is it?
No.
We'll go with this one. Someone.
Right. Why isn't that working?
Yeah, okay. Get another one then.
Oh, it is working. It's just fucking me about. Hang on.
Everything's illuminated now, Dave. It's gone from
Yeah,
being black to
Yeah.
the whole room being illuminated.
Yeah. Hang on. What about that?
I don't like what I see. Now it's. I think now I've got like a beam of light. It's pointing backwards from Tabitha.
Yeah, it's sticking out of Tabitha's butt for some reason.
Now
hang
it's
on.
gone.
It hasn't. It's just. There's
Are you
also
saying
like.
that- oh, there we go. Now
Yeah.
I think that's working right.
There you go. Tabitha's now got a bullseye lantern on.
It's saying the sun's
Yes.
shining out of her ass.
Yeah. All right. And as Tabitha draws this lantern and pops it open, this cone of light comes out, and you see.
Sorry, guys, we have a real cat issue.
Oh no! Is it exploded?
Okay, we got the light source around.
Up my ass a bit.
Yeah. So and as the light source shines across onto this darkness, it doesn't seem to dissipate this writhing mass of darkness at the middle of the room, but you can see these two shadowy beings, and they give it a sort of, and it's the first time you've heard one of them make a noise.
So this has all become illuminated with you.
Right, so there's no point in if I stay still, then I'll replenish for next time, won't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I may as well stay where I am then.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, so that's Tabitha's turn. Darwin.
Oh, right. Okay, I am going to try and cast. Right. So.
Oh, sorry. Before you do anything, make a perception check, please. At disadvantage.
Tabs. Hi.
Okay, yeah, so you can now see those two, obviously, that are lit, and you also become aware of something slithering about in the darkness, northish of Uther. You realise that the big mass that you saw at first isn't visible to you, but you can hear it somewhere over here in the darkness that is just out of Tabitha's cone of light. So in other words, James, you can target it if you want to, but you'd still be at disadvantage because you don't know exactly where it is.
Yeah, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on this guy.
Okay.
Hang on, 1, 2, 3.
Don't worry, Hayden. We're not going to keep you out there long. If you're still awake.
Cast at this point, Dave.
Yep.
I can't see or hear Hayden.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's asleep.
Hey, buddy.
Just got myself on mute.
Yeah. All right. I'll get you in the game as soon as I can, Hayden. It's not going to be long. Can you do me a favour, James, and link Fairy Fire for me while I look for something else?
I've clicked on the cast thing. So I'll just reduce. I've got no more slots remaining there. So it's a 20-foot cube and a 60-foot range. So 12, and then a kind of 4 square blast around it. So I've got an idea that the thing's over here. So I'm aiming. There you go. Yeah.
Ice cube.
So I'm gonna struggle. So I can't get the last one in it, unfortunately.
Just you should actually have control of that now. If you wanted to move it.
Sugar. Oh, it was bigger than that. 20 each object in a 20-foot. Okay, it's a 20-foot cube. I thought it was a 20-foot blast.
Gross. Oh yeah.
Think, unfortunately. Oh shit. Okay. I think it's somewhere over there, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere around there, you think?
Okay. Right, let's do that then. There we go.
All right.
Pudding.
So you cast Fairy Fire, and this sparkly field drops down into the darkness, and you can all see this. And as it settles on the ground, it outlines. There's like a suit of armor and a couple of barrels and a few other bits and bobs that it like lines. Basically, like makes it become luminous, and then it settles too over this foul creature of shadowy tentacles, which begins to give off light as well because it failed its dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
What the hell? I can't make it give off light for some reason, but it is giving off light.
See.
Yeah. Anything else, Darwin?
I don't. Got a bonus action now. Seeing as we're starting combat again, I'll recast Shalalalak.
Yep. It would still have been up anyway. This was straight from one fight to another.
Yeah.
It looks like
so that's me.
Okay. Everybody's favourite cloven-hoofed weirdo girl, Moxie.
I take that potion.
You
An
can,
action.
it's an action or a bonus action, your choice. That's my house rule.
So I can attack something and then take it.
Or you can take it and then attack something.
Do that then.
It's up to you. I'm just giving you options.
Tips.
If you really want to get crazy, you can throw a move in too.
What are you talking about? Moving from this safe space.
It's entirely up to you what order you do things in. It doesn't always matter. Sometimes it does.
I'll take my potion then.
Okay, roll 2d4.
How? Hang on.
/R.
Hang on. Yeah, no, tell me, yeah.
/R space.
Hang on. Oh, where's everything gone?
What have you done?
I don't know. I was just asleep, sorry. Sorry, guys. Right. /
That's the recording I need. That's the fucking recording I need. You just did it. You know, this album I've done, we've got a song on it called Good Touch, which is about Leanne's inability to remember to use guidance on her druid in the other D&D game. And it's like, everyone's always like, you know, Dukhal, give me the good touch. It's an extra D4 to any roll I make. And she's always like, okay, I'll cast that. It's like, no, she either forgets or she doesn't get in range. So I've written a whole song called Good Touch about this idea, and the guy that's producing it wants a recording of Leanne like going, what? How do I do that? What do I click on? So like sticking to the
really
song.
good song, actually. It got stuck in my head.
It is a good song.
What? Sorry, what do I do?
/R space
Yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
D4.
2d4 plus 2.
Give me a sec.
Okay, you heal 6 hit points. And you still have a move and an action.
Oh, yeah, God.
And I don't know if you ever put that potion on your character sheet, but if you did, get rid of it. Oh, and also, Alison, I would like to award Tabitha an inspiration point for the cunning use of a bullseye lantern.
Oh, thank you.
And I believe I've put the bullseye lantern on your inventory because it now exists permanently as a real object. You can refill that with oil should it need it. So you've got an inspiration point. You'll see on your character sheet, and I've only done this a couple of times, I think, towards the top of your character sheet, above your proficiency bonus, next to your strength, over on the left, it says inspiration. If you click that box, a little dragon type thing appears. And you can use this inspiration point at any time you want to give yourself advantage to any roll that you make. So anytime you roll a d20, whether it's an attack or a skill check, you can say, I want to use my inspiration and give yourself advantage.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
Okay?
Super.
And
How'd you get that? I missed that.
For the cunning use of the bullseye lantern to illuminate the baddie.
Okay, cool.
is anyone else attacking anything?
Johnny fired at the big bugger that then slithered off, which you can now see because it's outlined in James's fairy fire thing. The big ones there look just off in the darkness. It is lit up. I just can't make it light up for some reason. Oh, hang on. Have I done it? No, I've made it weird.
Why is it slithering around the screen?
Because I'm moving it.
Must be evil.
Yeah. Oh, I don't shoot. I'll shoot the big one then.
Okay, what are you shooting it with?
It'll...
You should be able to see it better now. It's giving off its own light, like it should.
Cool.
I'll just for now do a firebolt.
Okay, give me a firebolt.
Just for now.
Just for now.
Just to tide you over.
Save all your good spells for later, for when combat's finished.
Yes. How do I? Did I do that?
I don't see anything on your character sheet. Just on the main page. You cast everything from the main page.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a hit. So then click on it in chat to roll damage.
You go to the frame. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yeah. So.
It's up there. Why is that lit up? Or is that because? Is that because of the fairy fire? Or?
Yeah, that's the fairy fire. You know, it gives off, if it fails its dexterity saving throw, it gives off light. That's why you can see it now. Yeah, you hurl this bolt of fire, and it definitely does some impact. In fact, the shadowy child that's rising up and down and screeching for its father, you hit it in its head, and it just goes, "Ah!" But it doesn't really do much damage.
Okay.
Dukhal.
Right. I ain't got a fucking clue. Right. I think I am just going to hobble back.
I don't know what he said.
6.
Here we go.
Yeah, you've been de-strengthed a bit, haven't you, Dukhal, from what I remember?
Yeah, I'm minus 2 strength. Well, minus 2 on the thing at the minute, so I think I'll tell you what I'm down to. Yeah, down to 12 strength.
Yep.
I'm also low on hit points. I think I'm going to get 1, 2.
Have you given her a thing again?
No, I was going to stress out again.
I go there. Can I've got a torch in my item.
Say bag. All right.
My item.
Torch in my anus.
So I'm gonna. Will that be an action, full action to take it out and light it?
So you'd have to drop an axe, which would be free. You can ready an item for free, and then it would be an action to light it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll do that then.
Okay.
You can only have inspiration.
I'm going to give you a torch.
Yeah, like you get inspiration when you stand up.
Oh, stinky, stinky.
You always get inspired again.
Leanne, you know everyone can hear you when you're like baby talking the cat.
Yeah.
That's is that you, Dukhal?
That's me done, mate. That's everything. Yeah, that's me done.
Uther, Paladin of Bahamut, it is your turn.
Okay.
It'll make more
I
sense.
can see the Gribbly now, which is good.
Yep.
I'll move to it.
Okay.
Dave. I mentioned this before in between the games. The healing potions are in our group loot.
Yes.
Can we just divvy them up? Like,
Yeah, if you want to.
before the game?
Yeah, I don't mind if you want to retcon having divvied them up.
Okay. Okay, we'll do that then. So we got 4 healing potions that we never divvied up beforehand.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just hand them out to anyone
Fuck him.
who would want them.
Oh, one more.
Yeah.
Twice.
So one for Voldrin. That's 3 left.
I'll have one.
One for Moxie. Another 2 to go. Anyone else?
Yep, I'll have one. I'll have one.
Just got one healing potion left out of the group loot.
Woo, this would also include you. You'd be able to take one of these because you would have been there when they divvied it up.
One is
Yep,
going to roll.
right.
It's allowed.
So, so anyone who's taking one of these 4 potions, I want you to do this yourself. So, if you've got your character sheet open in a separate window, close it down, please, and then open it again as normal in Roll20.
Who's getting these potions, Dave?
Well, I've just been saying, speak up if you want one. We were going to hand them out to Voldrin, Moxie, Woo, and Dukhal because they were the first to shout up. Why do you want one?
Tabitha needs some damage healing. I don't.
So this is like stuff we would have divvied up before the fight. These are the potions which are in the group loot. So we're just divvying them up before the fight, in a sense.
Say that.
You what, darling? Oh, I've got something in my cloak, haven't I, that I can use?
Yeah, you have. Okay, so the four of you that are taking one of these potions.
Yep.
If you've got your character sheet open again, please, in Roll20, don't pop it out as a separate window.
Yep.
Leanne,
What?
open your character sheet. Are you having trouble?
Yeah. Where is it?
Where it always is, in the journal. It's there. I can see it from here.
Oh, hang on.
Right.
Is this like retroactive then? Are we sharing them out
Yes.
and then?
Yeah. And
Okay. Well, Darwin would like one then, because Darwin is kind of like a midfield kind of guy, so there's a good chance that he will. And he's using his heals generally on other people.
Okay.
So if there is one spare, Darwin will have it.
Well, the minute everyone spoke up, so it involved taking one off someone else who'd spoken up. At the minute, I've got them out to Voldrin, Dukhal, Wu, and Moxie.
Have mine.
Leave it at that then. Don't take them off anyway.
Okay, so whoever's taking them, on the right-hand side of Roll20, is your character sheet still not loading up? Close it down, open it again.
Oh.
When the time comes, I'll start to unlock, but now it's hurting much.
No.
Close it down again. Refresh your browser. F5. Piece of shit, fucking Roll20. Okay, let's try again.
Fuck you, Roll20! You
Yeah, you bastard.
There we go. Right, okay, so now, those of you taking a healing potion, if you've got your character sheet open in Roll20, not in a separate window, over on the right-hand side, click on the letter I in the circle above the chat window. Not on your character sheet, on the right-hand side of Roll20.
What are you doing? What? Where?
I'm talking to you, so pay attention to the instructions and follow them, and it'll make sense. Yeah, right. And then in the chat window, in the little search box at the top of that window, type potion of H. And then when it brings up the different potions, drag and drop potion of healing onto your character sheet. And when it says accepting whatever it is from compendium, it should put that onto your character sheet.
Cool.
I already blooming added my healing potion.
Yeah, but you've just used one, haven't you?
But I mean, before I just added one.
Done. How many potions have you got now?
Well, I've got 2 now. You've made me do this.
Right, well, change the number 2 to number 1, because you didn't delete.
Why are you so complicated?
You didn't delete the one you took when I told you to, so this is on you.
Oh, I literally just put it in just now when he passed the potions round.
I'm going to kill you.
Good, get it over with.
Anyway,
Stop threatening me.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna move up to this Ridley. We're gonna give him a good old-fashioned smite. Are there any modifiers to hitting this groupie, Dave?
Not at the moment, because he is illuminated. He should be in darkness, but he's got a torch on him. He's got fairy fire on him. I don't think fairy fire grants advantage, does it?
It does.
It
does. Any attack roll against it? Yeah. So yeah, you've got advantage.
Okay, great. So I'll give him a smite. I'm gonna, I can see you. I'm gonna go for like the great weapon master mode. So it's -5 to hit.
Yep. He was hidden.
Where do I roll off? Oh, here.
In the middle of your character sheet, there's a little attacky thing. Yep. There we go. 25 plus or -5. That makes no sense.
20. Huh?
So yeah, 20 is a hit.
Okay, so that's 17 damage.
17 halved, because he is immune to slashing damage from non-magical weapons.
What about
which would be
any damage? So for it's bludgeoning rather than slashing, but yeah.
Slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing from non-magical weapons. So 17 halved would be 9, because I always round up for you guys and round down for myself, because I love a little self-sabotage.
It's not like a spell smite, is it? It's just a...
That's just Alan.
No, this is
smacking shit.
Yeah, I've run out of spell slots, so I can't smite it. So I've only got two spell slots. So.
Any more, Uther?
That's me. I'm just gonna walk up and whack him.
Okay. And the shadows, shrieking as they're plunged into the light, seem a little angry, and they 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. One of them comes rushing towards Tabitha, really, really pissed off about this light. It's going to not attack her, it's going to try and slap the lantern out of your hand. And it doesn't, because that's a 7. And the second one is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It's also going for Tabitha, but it doesn't quite get there. And that is the end of turn 1.
Nice quick turn. Let's keep that pace up, guys.
The 45 minutes, pretty good going. Woo.
Oh, you've got another spell. Do you want to give it hellish review?
Darkness. Pressure.
One of your spells is called hellish review.
Crushing weight.
When something
it begins to drive the air from your lungs as you sink into this water. Fear seeps into your little green heart, Woo. Not like this! Not like this! Something wraps around your waist and chest and hauls you upwards. Fast. Light begins to return, and you see this vast tentacle, pinkish in colour, and you follow its source and see the blobbish mass of the creature it belongs to, and it watches you with one enormous eye as it races towards the surface, gripping you tightly. And then you clear the water and are thrust upwards and brought down gently upon a wooden jetty, and the creature climbs up after you. A huge, giant octopus slithers across the planks towards you, but still you cannot move. You cannot breathe. It feels like something is blocking your throat. The octopus lumbers towards you, and as it comes closer, it begins to shrink and rapidly change shape. Some of its tentacles withdraw into its body, others turn into arms and legs. The huge bulbous torso turns to shades of green and brown fabric, covering the torso of a man who stands before you now. A human man with wild, unkempt hair and a ragged beard that frame a kind face. And he peers at you closely, looking at you, clearly trying to figure out why you can't breathe. He grabs your chin with one hand, pulls open your mouth and peers inside. Shit, fuck, shit! He reaches inside your mouth with his thick fingers, but your mouth and throat are so small, he can't reach the thing in your throat. Bollocks, he says. He takes a step back, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and whistles. And the thing you feel stuck in your throat wiggles and lurches upwards and launches from your open mouth, and the man catches it with ease, and breath comes to you at last. Whoops, there we go, he says, looking down at the flapping, panicking fish in his hands. Close one. He tosses the fish back into the lake, and then turns his attention back to you, closes his eyes again, and makes a sweeping gesture with his hands as muttering to himself. And with that, you can once more feel your body, your legs and arms come free. You can move, and you can speak. And the man says to you, "Are you all right?" He points at a boat out on the water. "I was out on the lake working, and I saw you fall." He peers up at the sky. "Where the fuck did you come from?" I can't hear you, Hayden.
Oh, that was a really good question. Was it this pinky airplane box and there's two nosy pointy-eared bitches said, "Excuse me for being a bloody goblin again," and yeah, and they shot me out the sky after all me, and you rescued me. Would you like a cup of tea?
I would love one, but perhaps now is not the time. We need to get you somewhere warm and dry, my little friend. You say they accuse you of being a goblin?
Yes, who would have thought?
I mean, you're clearly not. You're clearly a hoblin.
Yes. I see you are educated in the world in wise ways.
I've been around, yes.
Oh, yes, let's get dry and discuss this over tea. I much appreciate to you.
Well, I could maybe meet for tea later, but and he points to his boat. I need to finish my work for the day. Are you alone here in the city? It could be dangerous for you.
I'll tell you what. Do you want a hand of the work on your boat?
I mean, I don't really think you can help unless.
Why? I used to do a bit of fishing with my mum.
No, that's not really what I'm doing. I maintain the water here. It has a tendency to get a bit dirty. My job is to keep it clean. And he points down at the water with one hand, and you can see like there's a patch of algae, and it's a little brown and unhealthy looking. And he just points at it, and as he does, you see this algae turn to a much brighter, healthier looking green.
Ah, that's a very good trick.
It's not a trick, my little friend. It takes years of study and practice.
Oh, well, I'm very grateful to you. And I'll just take my clothes off, and just leave a little loincloth on, and wring it out. Just wring it out, leave a little loincloth on, and use some monk skills to wring it out a bit like, like you'd do a tea towel, but like monk style. I'll do it quick, like martial arts, fan it around.
He looks a little worried as you start stripping off, and he says that might not be wise. If people see you around here, they may assume you're a goblin. A lot of people around here are very small-minded. They haven't travelled as much as I. Do you have somewhere to go, somewhere to be, where you could be safe? I wouldn't want you to be stuck out here alone in the city.
I have a party somewhere, but God knows where they've gone, and I don't really know how I got to where it's going.
You do have friends, but well, I'll tell you what. Maybe I can help with that. Just a second. And he reaches into his satchel, rummages around for a moment. He pulls out a small piece of fur, and he closes his eyes, gripping the fur tight in his fist. And he says, "Lady of the forest, daughter of Sylvanus, hear me. This little chap has lost his friends, and I would ask that you help us find them." And he holds his palm aloft, and the piece of fur sits there upon it. And nothing happens. And he looks round at you, Wu, and says, "Just a moment. She sometimes takes a while." He clears his throat. A sparrow darts down from somewhere, snatches up the fur, and flies off at high speed towards the southwest. And you watch it go. And then you turn back to this man who is no longer there. In its place is a large eagle. And it screeches at you.
Police! Do not eat my head! I'm no worm to be packed! You're such big creature, I love your eyes.
The eagle launches into the air, grabs hold of you with one huge talon as it rises into the sky at breakneck speed and begins chasing after the sparrow. People and buildings whisk past you rapidly as the eagle carries you across the city, and you can hear gasps and cries of alarm. Someone yells, "That big bird's caught himself a fucking goblin!" And you can hear cheers coming from some of the people around him. And towards a tall, lonely tower you fly, circling it once as the eagle chases the sparrow, and then west, angling towards the vast castle at the heart of the city. The sparrow alights on a tower there, hundreds of feet above the ground, and the eagle lands next to it, still holding you in one talon. It dangles you over the edge, balances awkwardly as it peers around for a moment, and then shrieks once more at the sparrow.
Oh, nice.
The sparrow alights, dropping down and west over the wall that separates the city from the harbour, and it lands upon the roof of a building there, nestled. And you see nestled between the chimney and the roof tiles of this small building is a small, partially constructed bird's nest. And the eagle swoops in low to the street before this building, slowing its pace, and drops you. Make a dexterity saving throw, please, Wu.
Okay.
Dexterity
saving, yeah.
You can try it.
Do my No, do just tap dexterity.
On dexterity saving throw. It's on your character sheet. All your saving throws are there together in a group. below your armor class and all that.
Oh, below my armor class.
Oh no, sorry, below inspiration, just right of where your stats are.
Inspiration. Dexterity, the 16, yeah?
Just right of your dex. So you've got strength and everything. No, you've got strength, dexterity, constitution down the left-hand side of your sheet. Yeah.
Yep.
Just to the right of that, there is a number of boxes. One of them says saving throws. That's it. Okay. You land hard and awkward, and you take 3 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground. The eagle swoops out towards the sea, wheels around, and comes straight back at you before alighting gracefully by your side, and the wings shrink and narrow, the feathers turn to green and brown fabrics again, and the beak retreats into the face of the man who saved your life. Sorry about that. Never really got the hang of transporting people. He dusts you down and picks you up, and he gestures to the building that you've arrived at and says, it seems your friends are having a drink. And he points at the sign of the building, on the roof of which you can see this sparrow weaving this piece of fur into its nest. The Driftwood Tavern reads the sign to the building. They must be inside.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And, do you want anything for your troubles, sir?
Oh, no. There's no need to compensate me, but if you would like to thank me, please come by my shop sometime. Spend some coin. It all goes to a good cause.
Oh, okay. What's your shop, sir?
The alchemy shop. Chodrig and Droppelbit's Alchemical Solutions.
Oh, well, that sounds perfect. And also, I will come and make some fine tea.
I would enjoy that. I'm a big fan of tea.
Oh, thank you very much, and you saved my life. I owe you a favour.
No, you owe me nothing, little friend. I'm just glad I was there.
Oh, me too. I would have choked on a fish and drowned.
Yes, you would. Perhaps later we'll discuss this strange appearance of yours, but for now, I really have to get back to my boat before someone steals it. Enjoy your drink and the rest of your day, and farewell. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
My name is Wu.
Wu?
Wu.
A strong name.
Thank you. I think so. And I'll take my due, give him a little bow, and walk into the pub. A little bit nervous.
And as you went to the pub, you just hear from outside behind you the shriek of an eagle, and the flap of wings once more.
Shudder a little bit.
Can I have the soundbite?
Yeah? Of course you can. You know I love my sound effects.
Myself in the pub.
Inside the pub, there is a dwarf here, cowering in fear, their eyes wide in shock, looking a bit terrified. It might be female, it's hard to tell, and they stare at the stairs that lead down into the basement in fear. And from the sound of these stairs, you can hear sounds of violence. What would you like to do, Wu?
Oh, do you need a hand with that down there? Are my friends here? I've got a joke for you.
He turns. they turn to face you, eyes still wide, and go. Ah! There is a naked goblin in his pub, as if things couldn't get any worse right now. Just wearing his underpants.
Clothes wrapped around me. It's just like a little sash. Well, I'm going to just walk downstairs and give him a little wink as I go.
Okay. And you head downstairs. As you head down these stairs, as you walk around, you just see it's pitch black in here. And at the exact moment that you see how dark it is in here, you see Tabitha suddenly shines a cone of light out in front of her, and something sparkles and lands on top of this huge writhing mass of tentacles, and you see your friends in here. Some of them look a bit fucked up, and there's 2 shadows very, very close to Tabitha and Moxie. And you've seen these shadows before. These are the same things that you fought in the temple. And I'm just going to find you and put you on the map. I believe so. I mean, it doesn't matter at the minute. This place is lit up like fucking Blackpool. And I don't know why, but you're showing as only being on... You're not showing to me as being on full hit points.
I've just taken them down by 3 for hitting the floor.
Yeah, sorry. That's right. The token I was looking at was showing something totally different again for some reason.
3 bludgeoning damage, you told me. I took it straight off.
Yes, you did. Well done. And give me an initiative roll, please, Hayden, and we'll put you into this fight. You should be able to see. You're down here in this bottom corner.
Like that. And it will be on my character sheet, won't it, my initiative?
Yes, I am working on getting a button on the screen like Alan had, and basically I've seen one where if I bring up the turn order, the initiative button appears like a big red button in the middle of the screen, so you have to press it.
I think I remember seeing it on this sheet.
Yeah, it's up the top, near your AC.
Initiative, there it is.
Oof!
Was it good or bad?
Yeah, that was good. That was the best you could have got.
The best Hoplin.
So, Voldron and Wu, what are your dexterities? Because you've both rolled exactly the same.
Okay, so dexterity.
16.
I think yours is 16 as well, isn't it, Voldron?
Probably something good like that, yeah.
In which case, roll is. Both of you roll a d20, please. Because you're both going to the same at the moment, so we need a roll off. Oh! Ooh! You both rolled 16, what the fuck? So Johnny, I'll take that 19 as your second roll. Hayden, can you roll another d20, please? Can you both stop doing exactly the same shit?
19.
There we go. Okay, so Voldron just goes ever so slightly before Wu.
I'm gonna turn around on the spot to see those 2 shadows going across, and I'm gonna draw my bow and then try and shoot through both of them, even if that's not possible. Find my moon bow.
It might be possible in the right situation, but I like the idea, so go for it. And I'm going to just put some music on.
Okay.
So yeah, give me an attack, please.
Okay.
Aldrin.
Struggle. Okay. More touch bow. Go.
13. Does hit.
Okay.
5. Okay. Yeah, it's the arrow does find purchase in the first shadow, and it seems to recoil a bit. And like before, when you fought these creatures, you realise that your bow is one of the most effective weapons out of the whole group here. And the arrow still is stuck in it for a moment as it turns to you, and you see it hiss, and then the arrow falls to the floor shortly after. Anything else, Voldron?
Can I move back a little bit?
Yeah, you've still got movement and a bonus action.
How much movement have I got?
I don't know, it's on your character sheet. Probably 30 feet, which is 6 squares. Each square is always 5 feet on my maps.
2, 3.
Look at James. What's he eating? Is that ice cream, James?
No, it's a big bowl of Thai food. It's yummy.
Delightful. Okay, anything else, Voldron?
No, that's everything.
Woo! You can see Tabitha and Moxie here at the bottom of the stairs, and they both look like they're in a bit of bad shape. You see Moxie has just necked a healing potion, and Tabitha is sort of fighting with a shadow that's trying to knock the lantern out of Tabitha's hand. It's your turn, Woo. What would you like to do?
I would like to go and attack these shadowy things.
Go and attack those shadowy things, then.
Yes. So I'm going to move.
Mm-hmm.
Up to him. Oh, can I charge?
There's no charge roll. This is not Dark Heresy, Hayden. There is a feat for Charger where you can get a bonus, but it doesn't apply to you.
Right, well, I'm going to move up, and then I'm going to attack this one that's next to Tabitha.
Yep.
I'll put myself in the way of the one in front of Moxie.
Okay.
Go.
Hello! Nice to see you all. Fancy meeting you in a dark place like this.
Alright,
Okay.
so attacking. What do I want to do? Normal. Area. It's an armed quarterstaff. D8. These 8 plunged in. Two-handed, or do I do one-handed and get extra? I'll do one-handed and get an extra attack.
Nathan.
Oh, no, okay. I can get an extra attack anyway, card. So with a two-handed.
No, I think it has to be the one-handed, doesn't it?
One-handed with the bow, and then bonus action up.
Yeah. And a bonus action for the unarmed strike.
So I'll do 1.
10. You swing us. You just roll damage. You didn't roll a hit. You've got to roll damage first. You've got to roll to hit first. Sorry.
Only.
I don't even know how you managed that, Hayden.
Really, really good.
So just click on the quarterstaff in your attacks list.
Okay.
Just click on the word quarterstaff.
Hasn't he rolled to hit with a 16 and a 6?
No, that was something else. That was something totally different.
But just roll the quarterstaff first, yeah?
Yep.
So
And if you hit, I'll take the 8 as your damage roll.
is that like literally on the weapons? I thought I just rolled that.
No, it's roll damage. You need to roll to hit first. So on your character sheet, where it says in the middle, where it says attacks and spell casting, you'll see quarterstaff, and there'll be one and two-handed. Click on the word quarterstaff. Don't click on the dice or any of the numbers. Click on the word. There we go. So that's a hit, and I'll take that 8 that you roll for damage, which is reduced by this creature's general shadiness. Badumch, pun intended. You do hit it. You feel like staff slows, but it doesn't. Sort of, it feel like a substantial hit, but now you can use your bonus action to make your unarmed strike if you want. That's also a hit, so roll damage again, this time for the unarmed strike. So click on Monk unarmed strike in the chat thing.
It's just a 5.
Yeah, you don't get the necrotic, you haven't got
I'll put the hex on maybe.
Whatever that is.
I'll take
Okay,
hex
that's
off.
5, so that's 3, so that's 9. I don't know why it's showing that as being that. That's weird. Anything else, Woo?
Can't do anything else.
Okay. It is the Shadow. The bringer of darkness. Where is Uther? Okay. It's going to attack Uther. Tits.
Super's tits are being attacked.
Yep, they are.
Nipple twist.
That is a 13. No, it's not. It's a 23. I'm going to need another D8.
Oh, sorry, there is another thing I should be doing. I want to do a key strike.
Yep, okay.
But while I've just got the opportunity, I'm just going to look it all in. So that's
Okay,
another unarmored, isn't it?
Yeah, so you reduce your key points.
Yeah, that's hit dice, is it? I'll keep
No, key points.
I found it. I found it. To 1. And then I'll do an unarmed strike again. Press on the right, Hayden. That's a hit. Click on the thing. 4. Let's take hex off this time.
Okay, so that's another 4 damage to it.
Wailing at it. Bonk.
Alright. Yeah, 3 attacks from Wu. Not bad for a level 2 character. Uther, I have struck you, I believe, with a 23 from the Big Gribbly. I think that gets to your AC. And then I will be doing to you 14 points of necrotic damage. And your strength score is reduced by 1.
Ouch.
And then it's going to attack you again. 7 plus something. That's not going to hit you. 13. That's not going to get through your fucking armor. Tabitha. Followed by Darwin. James and Alison, you two are muted, by the way. And it's Tabitha's turn. I don't know if you've been saying anything, but it is Tabitha's turn. You're up next, James.
Am I in combat?
You are. Yeah, this one took a swing at you. It was trying to get the lantern off you, wasn't it?
So. Because I was thinking, you know that thing that I used on Al before, the good and evil thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether... I'm not sure how that works and whether it's too late to use that for Al now.
Let's have a look.
You need to touch him to do it.
Alright, but I'm in combat.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
so I can...
protection.
To believe,
Right.
but he'd get a free attack against you.
Right.
Or you can use your action to disengage. And then you can use your full movement. And it doesn't get an attack of opportunity against
But
you.
you're
Also,
not
you
gonna
didn't,
get there
you didn't
quickly.
move. You didn't move last turn either.
No. So I can... What do you mean I'm not going to get there quick enough? Oh, because I was starting to turn.
Yeah, you need to be able to get there and get it on him super fast within this before
Right.
the shadow gets another go.
So
Really,
there's no other way for me to get to him without...
you can you either
Can't use anything off my... cloak.
you could heal yourself up, but that would be this turn, and
Right.
then you'd still be wasting another turn. So
Mhm.
you either you would have to risk getting attacked and running, or you try and kill the thing and then wait another turn. Anyway,
How desperate's Al?
looking pretty raggy, but when's Uther's turn? Uther's going to
see,
get a chance to get a heal on, I think he's got a punch.
Oh,
You
right,
can you can see Uther is reeling. He's looking pretty fucked up.
What's
Right,
your
it's
platinum
really
dragon
strong,
now, Alan?
But if you die before getting out, then there's did
I'm already...
Did Wu get any damage on this, or is it unhurt and it's
No,
this one?
he's hurt it pretty bad. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh. Right, well. You can try and get a ding on it. I don't know, like, do you want to risk death? Want to risk going down in order to try and get the thing on Al? Or do you just want to attack the nearest? What's your...
Ask yourself, what would Jesus do?
Yeah, but I believe that my characteristics are to always help people.
I think you're right.
think.
Yeah, that's what I was about to... Everything
Yeah.
I do is for the common people. Charity. Try to help those in need, no matter the personal cost.
There we go. That's the
We're hero, or are you just some prick fighting in a basement?
Just some
So,
Go for it.
right, in that case, Alison's she's gonna move out of combat, Dave.
Okay. Ask yourself, what would Quintius do? And when you know the answer, do the other thing, because that's probably bad. Okay, so attack of opportunity against Tabitha. 13.
I think she's got a 15, but let me. Yeah, I'm across 15.
She gets away.
Nice blow. So 1,
Run over to Al.
2, 3, 4,
What's his name?
5, 6. And sprinting 7, 8, 9, and then.
Darwin and Dukhal, you get an attack of opportunity against Tabitha on her way past if you'd like.
What does that mean?
I think I'll save my attack for later, Dave.
Okay, I'm just giving you options.
What does that mean?
No, it's just.
I'm just trying to convince your party members to hack you down.
That sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. What Dave said.
The shadow!
Okay, so yeah, you sprint, and Darwin and Dukhal, you see Tabitha, maybe even doing a bit of a wall run as she goes over those barrels, bit of parkour, and she lands behind Uther. And what would you like to do there? Is this protection from good and evil?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So-
yeah. But you've still got like your cantrips, your Eldritch Blast, your Mage Hand.
All right, so Uther, you have disadvantage on attacks against you.
You still have 3 squares. Do you want to move back a bit further?
Did I sprint, or was that a...
Yeah. So because you've got like a move of 6, and then you had to move another 3 to get there. So you still got 3 squares left. Got you guys down here. You got guys up here.
Alright, okay. Shall I go hide behind something?
Okay. 1.
I believe the word is cower behind something.
All right, Uther. No, Uther, it's not you at all. I don't know why I said that when I was looking at the word Darwin. Darwin, it's you.
Right. I can't move my guy. 1, 2, 3. Look at a pause on this guy from being the other side. Do I need to be here?
No, either of those 2 squares. In fact, any of those 3. So those 2 that you were in, or the one south of you, you would get advantage from Woo.
Right. In that case, I'm going to go there and I'm going to ding that one that's already taken damage.
Yep. Moxie, you're up next, by the way. Yeah, that's a hit on the 18.
Lovely.
And this is magical. 10. And is it a staff?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so this staff that I imagine becomes a bit more gnarled and knobbly when you've got Shillelagh cast on it, looking a bit more like a branch of a tree. You smash into this shadow and it just explodes and shrieks, and for a moment you feel anguish and sadness as it dies.
It's not greasy.
Anything else, Darwin?
No, I don't think so.
Give me some. Yes, with a feeling.
All right, cool. Moxie!
This one in front of me is attacking Woo.
No, it was moving over towards Tabitha. It's not engaged with anyone at the moment. And Woo didn't hit it. Woo hit the other one.
I shall. Yes.
Sorry, it's me looking like this.
It's you. It's the voices in your head. What are you hitting it with?
2.
Blasty blast.
McBlasty blast. That's a good spell. Okay.
You know what? You know
McBlasty blast, I believe, does 10d10 damage. Yeah. Firebolt. Yeah, that's a hit. Close range blast just passes over Woo's head, slams into this shadow. 10. And again, yep, it definitely hurts it, but you feel like fire maybe isn't the best thing to hit these things with. They seem to be resisting it a little bit.
No!
I'm just making sure you know, because
Tell me
I
every
know what you're
time.
like. 5 sessions from now, I'll say that, and you'll go, "You never told me that!" And I'll be like, "I fucking did. I've got video evidence."
Oh, you're only telling us every single time.
I'm just making sure you know. That's my job. God.
I get it.
I can't wait till I dig that. Right, that's it. I'm not going to remind you of anything ever again. Moxie, anything else, Moxie? That was your action. You've still got bonus and.
Nope.
All right. Dukhal.
I'm sorry, Wood.
I've just remembered I've got a healing potion. I completely forgot about it when I was completely.
Only you'd remembered that before.
I know. I was like, oh shit, I'm like, bastard. This is what this is. It's been in my pocket and I didn't. I just didn't realise. So I'm going to take a healing potion.
Yep. That's 2d4 plus 2. And you look around you and you see to the south of you, your entire party are ganging up on this one little shadow man. But up to the north, there is just Uther with his magnificent beard, all alone against the darkness.
11.
Yeah, that's so. Is it 2, right? Where the fuck is it? There you go.
Is it?
Oh, I mean, that's information would have been useful.
2.
Yeah, initially.
4. 2 D4 plus 2, did you say?
Yep.
2d4 plus 2. Roll.
Okay, you heal for 5 hit points.
That's definitely not enough, but okay. So that's my action, isn't it?
No, that's a bonus action. It's an action or a bonus action. It's your choice.
Yeah, use it as a bonus action because I'll get you the bonus. Then I'm going to shout out Uther's name, and then I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's definitely not a human romance story.
For some reason, I just don't want to see him in trouble. I've got no idea why. I've only just met the man, but
it's beards. It's the beards. It's the beardkin.
So obviously, I've only got one axe now, so I'm holding the torch out in the Evie Grippler's face, and then I'm going to hit it with my one axe.
Is your axe a battle axe or a normal axe?
It's a battle axe.
So you can use your action to make a two-handed strike if you drop the torch, or you can keep hold of the torch and make a normal one-handed strike, and then subsequent rounds, if you wanted, you could use the torch as an offhand weapon.
I'm trying this because it sounds interesting. I'm going to hit it with my battle axe and then the torch with the.
Okay, so you won't be able to do it this turn because you used your bonus action to do the potion.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to keep the torch in my hand. Then this action, I'm going to just do my main hand.
Yep.
No, I have not.
That is definitely a miss. Anything else, Dukhal?
I'm going to kind of put it up, make it look like I wasn't really trying to hit him. I was just like doing like a fancy move as I was running up.
Cool. Okay, Uther.
Okay, I'm going to look to the side at Dukhal and look at Tabitha, who's just, I know has just helped me then, and I'm going to rest a little easy now that I know I've got my buddies by me, and I'm going to give this Gribbly a big old whack with the maul. I'll do the great weapon strike again.
As you see Dukhal run up and swing his weapon, you don't even notice if his strike attacks because your eyes are drawn to his magnificent beard that just kind of billows in the wind. In the wind? You're in the basement. There is no wind. What's going on?
It's 12, Dave.
A 12. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not a hit, Alan.
Oh, well, too bad.
Uther swings wide.
Okay, that's my go.
All right. And down here to the south, the shadow, displeased that the little hoblin has destroyed his friend, turns towards Wu and makes an attack. That's a 5. That's not a hit. And that's the end of that turn. And I'm just going to have a quick wee, and when I come back, Voldron, it's you, and Wu is up next.
Yeah.
Is it?
Ow!
I think I'll do the big shadow this time.
Lay down.
When you got like 3 on 1 there, so I don't really need to help there. That big shadow is really up. It's over there. Okay.
Really?
I'm going to hit with a spinning bird kick next.
Spinning bird kick.
Spinning bird.
Try a Psycho Crusher. After 2 seconds, falls and punch.
You are.
Okay, Volden, what are you doing?
Okay, I've moved, and then I'm going to fire my moonbow at the big gribbly shadow thing up there.
Okay. So, here's. Oh, wait. We need to turn back time. Just a moment. I've just remembered something. The gribbly is fairy fired.
Okay.
Which means attacks against it gain advantage, don't they?
I was already rolling on advantage because it's a big target as well. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure if. Yeah, you didn't. So roll again for me, Dukhal, just to.
Okay, so
you get advantage for a number of things. One of them is if it's like a bigger target as well. So you would have got it for that or the fact it's fairy fired. And a 14 does hit Dukhal, actually, I believe. It does, yeah.
Okay.
But still, Uther, you're still distracted by his beard. You still don't see him actually strike. It is a fucking good beard.
Fine beard.
Oh dear.
I'm weak as piss at the minute because I kept getting hit by them fucking shadowy bastards.
Yeah.
That's what you bomb rushing off on your own.
Also, you wouldn't be raging anymore, would you? Because
I did actually keep it checked, so I've got.
No, because I think you need to damage or be damaged every turn to keep rage going.
No, you say you got to be damaged?
I think. Oh, let's have a look.
I would say, but the cat's just walked in front of the mod. Oi!
Yeah, the shit's like that, aren't they? Ours is dancing all over our desks at the minute. Rage. Blah, 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 blah. You have advantage on that. You do that. You have resistance to that. It lasts 1 minute, ends if you're knocked unconscious. If your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage. So that turn that you stood over there and took your potion, your rage would have ended. Do you just have 1 use of rage at the minute?
No, 2.
Oh, you 2. So next turn you could rage again if you wanted.
Right, I get 2 rage, but it's 10 per one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so each one lasts 10 turns, but it does stop while you're not basically fighting.
Okay.
So last turn it stopped. You do have another use you can set off as a bonus action on your next turn.
Oi, stop scratching the fucking carpet. I know I fucked you off. Oi!
Alright, you do hit it, Dukhal, with that second
just be a 2 then.
Glancing blow doesn't do much.
I'll reset my rage.
You can sellotape to your cat's head, it'll just walk backwards.
No, I've got 3 cats and they're all dickheads.
Yeah.
Fire an arrow.
Oops. Yep. So hang on, let me just check something. So it's advantage for size. Yeah, that's right. You would have got advantage. That's fine. So another 10 damage. And again, it seems to be Voldron that's doing the bulk of the damage with this Moon Touch longbow. And Uther, you see this bow hurl this arrow, and you notice as well that the arrow is just a normal arrow. I hope you're keeping count of your arrows as you use them as well, Johnny. Okay. But it seems the magical force inherent in this slightly glowing blow is enough. Glowing bow is enough to really fuck this creature up. Anything else, Voldron?
No, I've done my I've moved and I fired my bow, so I'm just wanting to advance in this creature.
Bow is really fucking these up.
He's got a look on his face like, yeah, I'm going to take this fucking creature.
It's just a magical item. It's a magical weapon. It's not.
Look
it's
at
not
me with my
it's not
magical weapon.
It's he's got a level 1 magical weapon, basically. Just fuck off, right? It isn't doing any specific like elemental damage. It's
on,
just the bow is in itself is magical.
Ah.
You know, you all got to choose a level 1 item. Johnny took the Moon Touched Crossbow, which is it doesn't give him any bonuses. It doesn't give him any increased damage. It just counts as a magical weapon. So next up is Wu Gobawan.
Come here.
Come, little Wu. Come beat shadows to death with your bare hands.
Spinning bird kick.
I do enjoy the descriptive touches of martial art fights. So yeah, you smack it with your quarterstaff, doing 3 damage, halved and rounded up, and follow up with your spinning bird kick, which does another 2 bludgeoning damage. And this shadow seems to be fading, and it looks like you've kicked its arm off, if that's even possible.
I have, because I am. And I almost, mother shadow.
Anything else, Wu?
Yeah, I'm going to bang a key point in for my second key point.
Go for it.
Oh, well.
Disappointing.
Alright,
The roll, not you. You're disappointing, Hayden. No.
Fine.
Yeah, it is frustrating when you spend like one of your precious class resource things and you fucking miss. It's really frustrating.
Yeah, it's writing names for Black Book.
I would expect no less, but I'm pretty sure Alan is higher up than me. So basically, when I hear Alan's dead, that's when I start running.
Alan has evil brownie points for me. It's a very strange book.
Evil Brownie? Is that James's? Is that James's alter ego? Right, the big
names of evil hordes on the book.
The big Gribbly here is going to question why the music has stopped. We don't know. We don't know the answer to that. But anyway, and it's going to attack Uther with its first attack, which is at disadvantage.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Don't ask, Alan. Demand it.
Demand it.
Does a -2 hit?
No, it does not, Dave.
Okay, and then it's going to make a second attack against. In fact, I'm going to just. Second attack is going to be against Dukhal that's just charged in. Another tentacle lashes out and goes for Dukhal, which is at a 4, which I'm pretty certain doesn't hit as well. And then it's Tabitha. Followed by Darwin. And you are both muted again, just to remind you. You might be aware, I don't know.
So, is this a large creature then? And it's...
Yes.
Right. So, does it have any negatives? Or is it like a pause to attack? So, like, she can shoot it in combat. Which kind of...
So, a large creature gives you advantage. If it's one size above you, it gives you advantage. But because it's in combat, it is disadvantage, which balances it out. But because you've put Fairy Fire on it, it's back up to advantage.
There's no point in using these.
There's no point using the inspiration, is there?
No, but that inspiration, by the way, it stays forever until you use it.
Okay.
So don't feel you have to use it. It's there for when you need it, basically.
Yeah. All right, because didn't I get one before?
I think you maybe did. I don't know if you used it or not.
Yeah, if you going through and grabbing that stuff.
Yeah, that was it. I gave you one before for that. You can only have 1 point of inspiration at any time, though.
I'll just Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast, motherfucker. Yeah. Okay. Gonna come in here all soon, your eldritch blast up inside this place like you're some kind of, I don't know, eldritch cowboy with your wide-brimmed hat and your furry paws. Sorry, I'm projecting my fantasy character of my own. Tabaxi cowboy.
And the bubbles.
11 is at advantage, so.
Oh shit.
Just give me another roll.
Just flip it again. Look.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, fuck no.
That's better.
Yeah.
Roll damage, please.
You click on this one here. There you go. Yep. Solid shot.
It is a solid shot, and Uther and Dukhal, this blast passes sort of between you and slams into this creature, and it reels back, and you see it look up at Tabitha in the aftermath of this hit, and it shrieks at her in the voice of this child that goes, "Fire! And it begins to try and push through you two, Uther and Dukhal, trying to get towards Tabitha. And Darwin, it's your turn.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Thank you, darling.
Oh yeah, you're staying away. Right, I'm gonna ding this other one.
Okay.
Here.
Woo woo, Gobbo one, lover of the Russian man. No, that doesn't make sense.
What?
But, sorry, I just looked at Woo's name and fucking Rasputin popped into my head for some reason.
Gobbo one, lover of the Russian man.
I wish I'd made the guy that rescued you Russian now. Could have like this weird bond with him.
Yeah,
it's 21 does hit and 4 bludgeoning is enough.
Ooh.
And again, you smash this thing down. Woo, you were getting ready to gear up and hit this thing, but you see Darwin take it down first. Anything else, Darwin?
Moving 6 up to there.
Is that you done?
Yeah.
Moxie, followed by Dukhal.
Right. I shall try my... hitting it with
What actually?
Witch Bolt. See what that does.
Witch Bolt, okay.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3. There.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah.
Okay, so click on Witch Bolt and it should cast it for you. And remember to knock your spell slots down by 1, please.
Yes.
Witch Bolt on a 22, that definitely hits. This is the one that you can maintain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if you click on Witch Bolt in chat, it should roll the damage for me. Yeah, but it's asking you what level to do it at. So. Okay, so 4 lightning damage. Let me just see what this thing... Okay, yeah. Yeah, this bolt of lightning arcs out from Moxie. It just glances over your shoulder, Uther. It doesn't hit you. And it begins to strike this target. And, yeah, it's... Again, you feel like, similar to fire damage, it's somewhat resistant to this, but you are still damaging it. Anything else, Moxie?
9.
Okie dokie, Dukhal. It's you.
So, do I rage up now? Because I'm attacking.
Yeah, you can rage if you want. Yeah, I believe it's a bonus action, isn't it, to rage?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can use your bonus action to rage.
So I could put an advantage on now because I'm an advantage to hit him and to...
I mean, yeah, you would be at advantage anyway, because it's a large creature, and it's lined by light, and you're raging, so you've got, like, all the advantage. But you can only ever have advantage or disadvantage, so...
So, yeah, I am hitting with my axe and then the torch.
Well, if you use the bonus action to rage, you can't hit with the torch this turn.
Okay, sorry, is it a bonus action to hit with the torch? Okay.
Alternatively, just to give you some options, you could drop the torch for a free action and hit it with your axe two-handed, because it's a battle axe.
Yeah, I would. Well, I could do 100.
Okay, so the torch is on the floor at the minute. All that means, the light source doesn't change. All that means is you don't physically have hold of the torch right now.
Yeah, I'll have a go at that then. So, battle axe double-handed, that's it there, okay. As if I hit, that is. Advantage is on.
14, I think it's just a hit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then two-handed damage, advantage is on, yep. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's because your strength's all fucked up, isn't it? That's the thing. You are really weak right now.
Bastard! Take that, you fucker. Is it dead?
No. Uther, you see this guy with this magnificent beard. He's a handsome fellow. He strikes the shadow, the writhing mass, with his axe as hard as he can, but you can see it. It drains him, it exhausts him. He's really struggling to fight here. You've seen Dukhal fight. You know how he swings that axe with ease, but right now he's really, really struggling. And it's your turn, Uther.
Okay, I'm going to say, I think you're distracting him well. And then I'm going to give him a whack.
All along!
I'll give him a...
Look at me! Attack me!
We'll go for that one, which is...
There we go, that's a critical.
That's a critical.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we'll go
here we go.
Second one.
Oh.
Just.
Oh, that didn't work the second time. Sorry. Second hit.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, the second one I think is also a hit.
It is, yeah. At 17.
And then we roll there. Yep. So 2 hits on him.
Okay, so this is going to take me a minute to work out. So your first one hasn't done the critical. So you rolled.
Sorry, how do you mean? Oh, you don't get the extra.
Oh no, it has done it. It's done 2 rolls. It's okay. So that's 18. It's 28 on the first one.
So that'll be half, right, for 14.
Yeah. So that's 14 damage, and the second one is 24, which is 12. So that's 26 damage. So yeah, Uther suddenly swings the silvered maul two-handed. The first one overhand slams into the shadow, and Dukhal, you're very close to it. You see this thing recoil, and it's almost splatters out under the maul for a moment, and then it reforms up around his maul, but he brings it up again and comes in sideways. And you realise that he's not hitting any harder than you, really, but he's doing so much damage. How can this be?
Because he's distracted.
It's starting to look very
Dream work.
Anything else, Uther?
No, that's it.
Voldrum.
Okay, I'm going to just throw another and fire another arrow into it. I need to.
Okay. At advantage, please. Yep. 13 does not hit, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't know why I did that.
It's all right. The shadowy tentacle mass is going to, again, I'm going to randomize both these attacks. First one's going to go on Dukhal, and the second one's going to go on Uther. The one on Dukhal is at disadvantage, because... Oh, no, it's not. It's at advantage. No, it's not advantage. It's just normal. 15.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Plus 6, 21.
Yes, definitely.
12, 16 damage.
Uh-oh. I am dead.
And your strength is reduced by 4.
Nice one.
Oh, no.
8.
You're currently as strong as a small child. And the second one on Uther, which will be at a disadvantage, is 11. No, 12.
Okay. What's his strength? 8. Say now.
Yeah. He's like got the strength of a small child, literally.
Blue Gobber 1.
And it's going to this massive creature, this massive shadow and tentacle squeezes between it sort of rolls along the floor almost like a liquid, squeezes between this small gap between Uther and Dukhal somehow. You don't really understand how. And it's moved to here. And it begins to reach out tentacles towards Tabitha. It seems to be heading in her direction. And Tabitha, it's your turn.
You're muted.
That'll help me. There's nothing interesting on my account, so that'll help. No. Oh, I'll just go for the Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast! Oh, came in blasting. All the Eldritches, just getting thrown upside your head and coming in from the left and the right. And I say, well, sometimes you just gotta Eldritch Blast every motherfucker in the room till they die.
I would spell and then. Well, it doesn't matter. It's not in combat. Get your spell off. So yeah, spell and run or.
It is advantage, by the way. This Eldritch Blast.
So you go up to here. Then.
Hang on. We missed Woo somehow.
Have you missed me? Oh no, we haven't, have we? Didn't Voldrum before me?
Yeah, Voldron went and he missed, and then I went onto the beast somehow.
Oh, okay.
So let's just hold on with that Eldritch Blast. Let's just backtrack a moment. I don't really know what happened there. So I'm going to move... excuse me. I'm going to move the beast back to here, which is where it was. And Woo, it's your turn.
Thanks to be positive.
How big is the square? 5, is it?
5 feet, yeah.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, I only move 40.
You can dash for an action and move another 40.
Is that been my whole turn though?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I think with your bonus action attack, you have to attack with your main hand first.
I'm going to move up and then cast Hunter's Mark on this beast.
Okay. That's a bonus action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thought so.
That's me.
All right, and then the creature goes to here and flails at Dukhal, knocks him down, misses Uther, and then it's Tabitha's turn.
Get your Eldritch Blast in blood.
Eldritch Blast! Going to kick me, Eldritch Blast! Alan, if you ever run a D&D campaign, I am playing a Warlock Elvis. You do know this.
I'll
teach you Eldritch Blast.
I'll worry about that when I get to it. I have every faith that my Dark Heresy game will
I think we can save it. I think we can save your game. We just have to corrupt James more. Yeah, that's a hit on the 24. 9 force damage. As the Eldritch Blast, slams into this creature, and it shrieks in absolute agony. And its tentacles begin to recoil, and you hear the voice of the child once more going, "Fathers, help us!" And it begins to, the sound of it begins to rise in pitch, and it begins to shiver and writhe in front of you. Anything else, Tabitha?
Yeah, get out of dodge.
Gonna have to get yourself out of dodge now.
Okay, so the beast is here. You're here. Where do you want to go?
Honk, burning Eldritch Blast. Sorry.
No, because you've. Well.
I just meant for next time you don't run near anybody.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah, up there, Dukhal.
I'll go run up to Dukhal.
Okay.
Right, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. We're up to there, but giving the beastie a wide berth.
Alright. Is that you done, Tabitha?
I don't think there's any need for
I've got mine just walking.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, Darwin. It's you wee
Can I get on top of Dukhal?
Can you what?
And then can I stand on Dukhal Square?
Yeah. Yeah, just don't stamp on him. That would just be disrespectful.
Oh, because I'm a heavy turtle as well.
I don't have to give you disrespect points, which I'm sure is a thing.
Right, I'm just going to move there and twat the dude.
Uh-huh. $23 is a hit.
Oh no.
Okay, you swing at the mass, and as you're about to strike this massive shadowy tentacles, the little shadow child appears out of the mass of it and goes, "Father, help me!" and just collapses back down into the mass, and the whole thing begins to writhe faster and faster, and bits of it are coming off and dissipating into the air around you. Anything else, Darwin?
No, that's me.
Moxie.
I feel that my page come up.
Has it gone all squirrely?
Yeah.
Shut it down, refresh it, open it again. But what are you thinking of doing?
I was just going to carry on blasting it with my...
Just keep on blasting. Yeah. So you can does anyone else watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Because that's kind of my go-to quote for D&D for some reason. So yeah, you can just roll a d12. You've already hit.
Oh, so I just...
I believe you don't have to roll to hit on each of your turns. Yeah, just keep rolling 1d12. And if you cast it at second level or higher, you get an extra d12 for each damage roll. So yeah, it's just click on Witch Bolt in chat again, and it'll just roll the damage again.
Okay.
For whatever reason, we parked up on the road now, so it's something to do with Dave.
You don't get the 7 + 11 because you didn't actually roll to hit. You don't get that critical, which is a shame. But you do 7 damage, and as you still stand there holding this bolt of lightning, you've gone full Palpatine right now.
Yes.
Just arcing out from the fingertips around Wu into this creature as it slithers between Uther and Dukhal, and it stands there as it's moving through. It's going, "Father, no!" And you see Dukhal kill the shadow. You see Darwin kill the shadow child, and then your bolt continues to strike it, and it just explodes and it shatters and covers Uther, Dukhal, Darwin, and Tabitha in this black, shadowy matter that instantly just dissipates within seconds, and the shadow dies.
Yeah. I'll shout. That's right, die, you wee sprunk!
Yeah, you get 4 potions of healing. Don't know if that wasn't. I think that was 5.
And it
was because I go down to. I know. One needs taken off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The basement falls quiet, and this vast shadow with these tentacles in the middle of the room begin to coil back into itself. And over the next sort of 4 or 5 seconds, it becomes nothing but a point of absolute blackness in the middle of the room. And from this blackness, you see a single amber eye opens. And it looks round the room at each of you. And then it closes, and the point of blackness winks out of existence. You're out.
Sauron.
The big shadowy mass in the middle of the room that you see on the map is no longer there. It's gone, but I can't remove it because it's a part of the map. But you are out of combat. Dukhal is still down. What would anyone like to do?
I'm going to retrieve my arrows.
I'll stabilise Dukhal.
Johnny, do you know how many you fired?
Probably about 6.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me, please.
Stabilising. Then we see.
6 seems about right.
We're out of combat now, so there's no longer. stabilise, and then we'll see if there's an option to heal. Or
Okay, yeah, you managed to get 4 arrows back, Johnny.
Cool.
He's dead.
The other 2 were broken.
Cool.
Okay, so what's everyone else doing? Obviously, Dukhal is still down. You're not in combat order, so just tell me what you want to do.
Is he?
I'm just gonna lie there, Dave.
Yeah, okay.
Quick, help him! He's hurt!
All right, so because we're all still very new to this, there's a number of ways you can get downed people up. One of them is obviously to cast magic, healing spells. Another is to force a healing potion down someone's throat. Which personally I think is a little rude, and if you don't have consent, you shouldn't be pouring liquids into someone's mouth. Also, there's a third way, and that is to make a medicine check. And a medicine check doesn't really heal people, but it stabilizes them and puts them on 1 hit point if it's successful. So they're the 3 different ways of getting people back up. They're the 3 basic ways. Obviously, there's a lot of different variations on each way. So what would you like to do, guys?
What's the first one?
Healing spells, potions, medicine checks.
Alright.
You can also get a medicine kit, which makes the medicine check a bit better.
Is a 14 enough to stabilise him, Dave?
It is, yeah. So you come over to him and you realise Dukhal has gone grey, and his heart has stopped. And using a bizarre ancient technique that somehow, Darwin, but you don't know how you know this technique. You don't know where this knowledge has come to or come from. But you swing your fist round and you smack Dukhal hard on the chest, and there's this as Dukhal's heart starts beating again, and slowly colour comes back into his skin, and his eyes flicker open. Dukhal, you're back on 1 hit point. The medicine check thing is something that can only be done out of combat. And it can only be done if you haven't already started making death saves.
Thanks, Beach the Dragon. Well done, Darwin.
So yeah, Dukhal, you wake up.
Are you alright?
It's like that
worried
scene
for you, Dukhal, and your flying beard.
A beard like that should never die.
Go for it like bastard.
You did well, Dukhal. You distracted him.
I was a plan all along.
Spelling blow.
For some reason, I'm weak as piss at the minute. I don't understand why.
Shadows seem to sap your spirit.
Was that whiskey?
That's a very good point.
Let's have another.
Is it how it all started?
I'd like to light my lantern, please, and have a look around, Dave.
Okay.
We stay at 0.
Okay, so you light your lantern, and it doesn't really look like it does on the map now. It looks like a much more normal basement. As well as the shadow being missing from the middle of the room, the deep cobwebs that you can see in the corners of the room aren't there. It looks like a very different room. There are shelves with food and drink supplies. There are barrels and crates. It looks like a very different basement to the one you just fought in.
So in the centre of the room where the Gribbly was, what do we see? Anything?
Nothing. It's just a perfectly normal room, perfectly normal basement. So, okay, the best way to describe this is if you look at the map, you see what you see on the map.
For a start, I can't see the map, which is why I wanted to light the lantern, because I can't see
Can't
anything. Oh yeah, because it's dark still, remember. I can only see...
Yeah, but Tabitha has the light.
Her light. Yeah, her light's pointing up towards the north of the...
Oh, right, okay, I'm with you. Sorry.
I've got a torch lit, which is on the floor next to me.
Yep, you can pick that up as well, again, if you want to.
Yeah, so I can't actually see very much of the map at all at the minute, which is why...
Can I walk about, Dave?
Yeah, you can go wherever you want and have a look.
I'm going to pick up my axe and the torch then, and I'll walk about with Uther, and we'll have it investigate.
All right. So Uther, can you see better now?
Yeah, that's fine. It's cleared up.
All right. So what you see is the map that you see before you. Imagine it looking just like this, but with a few changes. The cobwebs aren't there. The damaged barrels and crates and equipment are not damaged. They're whole, and they contain supplies and food. There's wine racks. There's crates of bottles of beer and spirits, and there's barrels of beer, and there's these cheeses you can see, and all these things. Basically, it looks like a cleaner, not ruined version of literally what you see in front of you.
I'm going to go and have a look at this teddy. This teddy's head up here.
A teddy in the dress?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you so put yourselves wherever you want to be, and let's go round one at a time. Darwin, we'll start with you because you've made the first move.
Yeah, so I've gone up to where this teddy is up here.
So what are you doing? You just looking at it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, give me a perception check. Yeah, so it's a life-sized teddy bear. It's about 5'3", somewhere around that high, and it's wearing a wedding dress. And it does have a bit of a layer of dust on it. It looks like it's been down here for some time.
Even said.
Well, that was my initial thought, but bizarre. Life-size teddy. I'll examine it further if I can, Dave.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back round. We'll do one of each of you, and we'll come back round. Dukhal, let's go to Dukhal. So you're over in the corner here. What are you up to? What you can see here, Dukhal, is on the map. Obviously, it all looks a bit fucked up, but in reality, what you can see is chairs and tables that look like they belong in a pub environment. All stacked up quite neatly. During the fight, they looked as they do on the map, a pile of ruined wood. But right now, they look quite neatly organised and stacked. It's clearly spare furniture for the pub. What would you like to do?
Weird.
Just search that area, that corner.
Okay, give me investigation or perception check.
Okay, so I don't need my fucking glasses to do. Perception, did you say?
Investigation or perception, whichever you would prefer.
I think it has to be perception because I've got that. Oh, I'll take advantage. Sorry, I've got advantage on Dave.
Okay, yeah, you don't see anything. It's just furniture that looks perfectly normal. Voldron, what are you doing?
I'm going to look over here and see what there is.
Okay, these sacks. Again, investigation or perception check. So you're not at advantage, so that would just be a 13. They appear to be sacks of grain and flour, a few different kinds, but there's nothing untoward.
Okay.
Uther.
I too will have a look for anything suspicious.
Over here by the wine rack.
Yeah, over here in the bottom left. So
Okay.
was it perception, did you say?
Perception or investigation, whichever you prefer.
They're both equally bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of bottles of wine. 2 or 3 dozen bottles of wine, mixtures of red and white. You look at some of the labels; they look like most of them are locally made from villages that you've heard of near Neverwinter, and they're only 2 or 3 years old. Doesn't look like they're particularly valuable or expensive bottles of wine.
Okay. I'm going to head back to the exit.
Okay, Woo. What are you doing? Hayden? Hey! Hayden!
He's asleep.
We've lost him. Okay. Moxie.
I'm heading up the stairs. I'm just going up the stairs.
I love
Just like fights over.
You go to the top of the stairs and you see this non-gender specific dwarf behind the bar looking terrified. He sees you dancing and singing.
I'm just going to twirl into the room. Have no fear, my little friend.
Is it gone?
The place is clear.
What were it?
I don't know. Some shadowy being.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. you know a goblin went downstairs after you, don't you?
That's our little friend. Our little friend Woo.
You've got a goblin friend.
Yes, he's a hoblin. A hoblin.
He's hobbled what?
He's a hoblin. He's a hobbling around.
The fuck is a hoblin?
I don't know really. He's friendly. He's a good.
Yeah.
He's a good
I'm
guy.
not sure it's a thing. It's a.
He's wee.
We think
He's
it might
only
be made
wee.
up.
All right. Fair enough. And then we're going to leave you. We'll come back to you, Tabitha. It's you.
You're just feeding the cat.
Is that a book down there?
Where are you looking?
Over there.
Yeah, don't worry about that too much. It's not really there.
Okay. I can't really see very well. Is there any other points of interest?
There is, right next to you, there is this suit of armour.
Okay.
And it looks like it's plate armour, and it has a tunic with it and a cloak, both of which are in purple fabric. It looks like it's built for a dwarf. And I would like you to make a intelligence check. So just click on your intelligence, and I'll be right back. Stuff for away.
Just do that.
Oh, do.
Should we have advantage?
Ah.
Okay, so with the 12 on the intelligence roll, the purple cloak and the purple tunic and the armour, they look a little... Alison's not there. I'm going to shut up.
She'll be back in a minute. She just nipped the loot.
Yeah, no worries. I just started talking about looking at Discord. I didn't realise she wasn't there.
Le sausage.
Le sausage.
Le sausage.
Oh, look at little Woo in his armchair.
No.
Oh, all snuggled for the night.
Green.
I wish I could put filters on individual pictures in Discord and just make Hayden green.
Oh, please.
I like how I put a lot of effort into writing a special come back to the game Woo scene, and Hayden listened through it, hit a few things, and then just fell asleep.
You expected it.
I did expect it, yeah. Hi. What are you doing?
Chiseling around.
She's chiseling all over my desk.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. Nature calls. Alison, with the roll of a 12, you recognise the style of armour. I mean, I've just realised that the suit of armour looks fucking massive on the screen. It's not. It's actually quite small. It looks like it's designed for someone under 5 feet tall, but stocky, perhaps a dwarf. And the plate, design of the plate, the simple functionality of it, and the purple cloak and tunic. You've seen such things before. A couple of nights ago when you were patrolling the city, you circled around to the castle, and you saw some of the guard, the Neverwinter Guard, who watch over the city and the castle, and you realise that this set of armour is pretty much identical to the armour worn by the Neverwinter Guard.
Am I able to take that, to keep it?
You could try and take it. It's very heavy, very bulky.
Okay.
It is a weighty bit of kit, weighty bit of plate. But if you want to take it, you absolutely can.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. Are you carrying it in your arms, or are you trying to cram it into your backpack?
Yeah, try and cram it in my backpack.
Alright, this is going to be a weird one. I'm going to ask you for a stealth roll, just to see if you can, like... You're not going to get it all in your backpack, but I ask for a stealth roll to sort of see if you can cram most of it in and hide it a bit with your flap and your robes and things like that.
Stealth. Right, down there.
And then that's little.
Yeah. It'll be the first one, not the... unless you want to use your inspiration.
All I've seen is the 18. Is there another roll there?
Oh, no, never mind. I took the... I rolled a double 12 and then realised that advantage was still on.
Well, the double 12 was a...
yeah, it was the
control I asked for, which is irrelevant now.
Yeah, never mind. Nice.
All right, yeah, you cram this armor, and you manage to get like bits of it inside the breastplate and the backplate, and the arm wedged into the helmet, and you do manage to cram most of it in your backpack. Your backpack's looking suddenly a lot bulkier than it was, but you think you've hidden the armor. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on for you. I'm just going to stick you a full set of plate armor onto your character sheet, because why not?
No chisered.
When I was looking at the the other cloak earlier with the bits on.
Yeah.
We can't edit it, so I think there needs to be a.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Last time.
Yeah, I should be able to make you able to edit that. Let me just double check.
That plate tried to add the armor class on as well. Oh, never mind.
It's tried to, but I think it's failed. You just unequip it.
Oh, yeah, we've unequipped it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've realised I've fucked up there. Yeah, you should be able to edit the robe of useful items now. Yeah, the rest of you, as you're rummaging around in this place, you hear this clang of metal on metal, and you look around and you see Tabitha just fucking cramming this suit of plate mail into her backpack. Anyone else doing anything? It's all over to you right now, guys.
I'm going to head towards the exit, Dave.
Okay.
Me want the bullseye lanterns.
I'm going to head up to Tabitha. Go. Tabitha, my dear, I must thank you for that spell that you cast on me again. It saved my life the second time, but I must beseech you, are you stealing from these people we just saved? We're not common thieves, Tabitha, helping ourselves to whatever we find. You know, we cannot be that type of person. We cannot be common thieves, don't you agree?
I'm borrowing it.
Borrowing it? To what end, Tabitha?
You'll see.
Okay. Well, I'll trust you. I'll trust your good nature. But we cannot just steal from this place.
I turn my back on you and wiggle my tail in your face.
Lawful good meets chaotic bullshit.
Not quite sure what's going on here, but he's going to trust her because she saved his life. So I'm going to head out now after I've asked Tabitha not to steal.
Okay, so Moxie, followed by Dukhal, followed by Uther are going upstairs. Voldron, what are you up to?
Look around, like sniff a bit. And go,
Give me a perception. Give me a perception check.
Perception check.
You're not at advantage on this, so just the 15. You have a look round, you sniff. You don't think there's much else of interest here. It looks like pretty, mundane tavern supplies, with the exception, of course, of the weird fucking teddy bear in the wedding dress. And you sniff the air.
Yeah.
There's nothing here.
Nothing here.
Yeah.
We'll make our way out.
Okay. I'm gonna tag Wu on to you, Voldron. He's following you while he's out of here. Who was saying something then? Was that?
Yeah, can I just finish checking this kind of northern region, the cheeses and the teddy and the table, I guess, with covers over them.
Yeah. Okay.
Over them. I just want to check this northern area in more detail, and perhaps pocket a little bit of cheese.
Teddy and wedding.
Okay, so the teddy in the wedding dress. There's not much else you're going to learn from that, but there are there's this chair and this table that are covered in a cloth, and there are these cheeses on a shelf. They look like normal cheeses.
Does it look like the teddy's been interfered with in any way?
You're not there. Shut up, you filthy. Anyway, so James, what are you? What are you doing, James?
Well, I'm going to check the cheeses, and I'm going to take a cheese board selection.
Okay, add to your inventory selection of cheeses. To the right of the selection of cheeses on your inventory, add the weight of how much cheese in pounds you want to steal.
Ooh.
I stress the word steal.
I consider it payment for services rendered.
That's fair enough.
I take my payment in cheddar.
Yep.
You're gonna put it in a bag, Darwin. You're gonna put it in a bag and leave it by a roadside so some unsuspecting fool can pick it up and just offer it out to anyone.
All you have to do, Dave, is riff me to an unknown world. And riff me back again, and the timeline is...
the circle! The circle of cheese is complete!
And now all of a sudden, everybody in the 40k universe is eating D&D.
For Leanne, Eddie, and Alison's benefit, my character in Alan's game, my second character, Tommy Lee Dangerfield, he has a bag of unknown cheese, which he found by a roadside and just offers to people constantly. And I have no idea what it is. I don't think Alan does. I think it was just made up on the spot.
I think it's probably whale cheese now. I think that's
whale cheese seems to be the current concept. Because we googled it during the game, and whales do have nipples. So if they have nipples, they must produce milk, and if they produce milk, it can be turned to cheese. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how we've got onto that
Whale
one. But,
It's chaos whale cheese, and I love the flavor. It's pungent, it's spicy, it's aromatic.
It's quite
a little bit salty.
A little salty, not too much.
It's like
Okay, where are we? What game have we got? You
Weirdo.
I don't think so. No.
I think I got my wife's seal of approval just there.
It is.
Okay,
That sack of cheese has got a lot of you got a lot of value out of that.
just
Keep
out of
on giving.
I know. Just out of interest, James, how much cheese are you taking in weight?
£2
Stealing,
assorted
stealing.
cheese selection.
How much
Yep.
cheese is he stealing?
It's payment. He told you. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
We
Everyone
could
else
just,
has gone upstairs.
just leave the shadows to rape and pillage as they see fit.
Oof got his back turned. He hasn't seen you steal the cheese.
No, you're heading out. Yeah, Darwin's taking the cheese. So everyone else is heading out. I'm just trying to get a time frame on how long Darwin's down here. So,
I don't know, just 5 minutes.
okay.
Just
What else are you doing while you're down there?
Can I estimate the total weight in cheese available?
You can. In fact, no. You know what? Go for yourself. I'm gonna make a roll here. There is. You probably reckon there's a number of different cheese wheels here. Some are full. Some have got bits out. Maybe it's a bit of a speciality of the inn. But you reckon there's a good £15 worth of cheese on these shelves?
Well, now it's £2 lighter.
It is. You are correct. Anything else, James?
No, that's it, man.
Okay, so you're going to be down there for a while, looking at the cheese. So, Virgin, Moxie, Dukhal. Tabitha, did you leave with the armor, or are you still down there?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I headed out, clunking the armor behind me.
Okay. Okay, so Moxie, you've just arrived upstairs, done this little dance for the innkeep, this bizarre dwarf that you're not sure if they're male or female.
Yeah.
And just as you finish speaking, Dukhal, you also climb the top of the stairs, and you see the tail end of Moxie's quite bizarre little celebratory dance. And the dwarf looks at you and says, "Is she, you know?"
It's fine, mate. She's dancing. She's a happy fellow.
So you've dealt with the thing in the basement?
Yes, mate.
Tabitha, you come up the stairs at this point. He says, "Right, okay. Well, he goes over to his till and he opens the till, and he says, you know, a bit." Starts coppering up, and as he's counting out a few coins, Uther, you also appear in the pub. Says, "I mean, this is all I've got right now, but I mean, I'm assuming the standard rate applies. So you'll be sending someone to arrange a payment plan. Yeah, that's how it works." And he puts on the counter in front of you about 55 silver pieces.
I'm going to say to him, "Worry not, my good man. Killing evil is its own reward."
And then Baldwin's going to just take the coins off the table and swipe them into his bag.
Okay, add 55 silver to your inventory, please, Johnny.
Oof is going to go, "It's going to be a long campaign." Yes, of course, we do have to cover our costs for potions and the like, yes.
Well,
There
yeah.
won't be any need for a payment plan, that would just be obscene, of course. And we
Oh.
definitely haven't stolen anything from yourself.
I'd like you to make a deception check, please, Uther, with advantage because of the situation you're in.
No, I'm not going to lie to him. I actually think that she's going to leave it behind. I honestly believe
All
that
right.
she's not going to steal. So.
Okay. And he says, "But you don't. I mean, normally, you know, I've heard before that when folks can't pay, you send one of the what do you call them, the enforcer agents to arrange a payment plan. You're not going to do that."
Who are these enforcers working for?
No.
Well, you're not with the guild then.
No. We're free agents. We haven't got a name yet, but we'll think of a good one.
Super Squad.
Wait,
The Super Squad. That's a pretty super name.
so you say you're not with the Adventurers Guild. You're like legitimate freelance adventurers, like in the old days.
Yes, that's right. We actually just came in for some whiskey. Perhaps you could help us out. It's a Golden Dragon.
Oh, fuck yeah! I forgot. And he reaches down the bar and he puts a crate of whiskey in front of you and says, "Please take it. I mean, I'd give you your money back that you already paid, but your mate there just took everything I've got in the till."
Perhaps you could.
Volume's just walking out the door.
Perhaps you could. And Ufa's going to think to himself. He's going to think, but he promised me he wasn't evil. And he's going to say, perhaps you could have this whiskey delivered for me. There's a townhouse. Do you know the one? I'm going to explain the address.
Oh, you mean the lady's manor?
Yeah. Would you be able to have it delivered to her? Save us the job.
His eyes go wide as you say this, and he says, "Yeah, I mean, sure, that'd be an honour." And he puts the crate back behind his bar and says, "You know the lady then?"
Yes, we've had you're a fine woman. Much to be admired about her.
And so I hear. I mean, I wasn't here when all that went down, you know, but
she saved the city, you know.
Yeah, so I hear. I mean, a lot of the reason we came here was because we heard about, you know, what she did, how she protected the city, and after, you know, all that business with the cult, it was like, where would you rather live? Waterdeep, where, you know, children explode, or Neverwinter, where there's a dragon protecting the city?
Exactly, she's the chosen one.
So I hear, yeah. It must be nice, that, being chosen. And he looks a little wistful for a moment, and then snaps himself back and says, "Oh, sorry."
Did anything happen that before this evil darkness came into being? Was there anything that brought it here? Have you got any clues at all why it might have picked your basement, or is it just something about Neverwinter and basements? Seems to be all sorts of oddness going on.
I mean, I've heard some weird fucking rumours about the city, you know, strange things happening, but this is the first time anything weird's happened here in the basement. I'm just glad you folks were around to you know, get in there and fuck it up like good old-fashioned adventurers. Yeah, you need like a name and a theme song. Anyway,
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's been nothing weird happening here for years and years and years. And let me just check my notes for a moment before I say something that I will later regret in a GMing kind of way. But
how very strange.
No. He says, no, there's nothing weird. I mean, this place, you know, it attracts, you know, pretty ordinary people, not usually adventuring types like yourself. I like to keep it that way, you know, stay off the radar, stay out of trouble.
I'm going to say to the gentleman, well, thank you, you've been very, very helpful, and yes, if you can see that whiskey delivered, we must now head off to Chasm, is it? Is that where you live, Dukhal? Where the orcs live?
They live in the refuge.
The refuge, rather.
Refuge, yeah.
Is that where we're going to go next? The refuge?
Yeah, we was off to go and see the shaman. I won't remember his name. Begin with R. That's it, Rabor.
Yes, perhaps they can offer us somewhere to rest and tend our wounds.
Oh, they will.
Good. Let's be off then, shall we?
Should we just wait for the others?
Yes. Wait for the others.
Okay, yeah. Not by ourselves, would we? Because that would be.
Yes, that'd be rude, and not with all the money.
Yeah. Where's that Baldrin gone? Is he off by himself?
Baldrin's outside.
He split the parties, took the money, and ran.
He's just gone outside. Just looked up at. Is it daytime or nighttime or?
It's daytime. It's mid-afternoon.
This is going to be a long campaign.
Yeah, he just pulls his cloak down a bit more and just smiles to himself, like just evilly, and then sort of turns to wait, look at the bar, and shakes his head and just waits.
Okay. 45-minute turns.
Evil thieves.
What nonsense is this?
Vagabonds and drow.
You can't keep a good crowd down.
Trouser.
All right. Just check something. Okay, so you all eventually head outside. Darwin, you arrive back into the bar at the tail end of this conversation when you hear them ordering this crate of whiskey to be delivered to the lady's manor. What would you like to do, guys?
I'd like. I know we've got to go somewhere, so I'd like to get some out. See if I can get some different kinds of arrows, because the arrows I've got at the moment are okay. But if I can get some that are better, that'd be helpful, wouldn't it? Surely, if it's on the way.
So where are you heading?
Well,
The refuge to see Rabor, aren't we? That's the
refuge. Yeah.
Johnny, Voldren's just asking if we can see a Fletcher, perchance. Unless there happens to be one in the refuge.
Only if there's one on the way.
There's always that. Where's that? Let me have a look. Where's that Ryan Costa place we went?
Okay, so you'd know a few things, Dukhal and Voldren to some extent, and also Uther to some extent. Dukhal, you'd know that the orcs tend to make their own arrows. And all three of you would know that there are a number of places in the city where weapons and armor are sold. There isn't a dedicated Fletcher in the city, but there are a few places that sell weapons and armor. One is number 4, Shining Knight, Arms and Armor. And obviously by the name is a bit of a giveaway. Another one is Alice Lich's handcrafted weapons and magical weapons for noble causes, which is number 37 on the map.
That sounds promising.
There is also, I'm sure there's a third place, but I can't remember the name of it. And I'd like Uther, Dukhal, and Voldren to make an intelligence test. Dukhal, yours will be at advantage because you've lived here your whole life.
No, I don't think so. I think we need to. Could we request a key to the map as we unlock it?
I'm pretty sure you've got a key to the map.
Have we?
There's a key, yeah, it's in your handouts, buddy.
Nice one.
In locations.
Ah, legend.
We'll start making notes now.
Yeah.
Okay, so so there's Shining Knight, Alice Lich's, and also Uther, you've noticed a shop on your travels called Arcane Acquisitions, and it's not a weapon shop as such. It's a magic item shop, and it could sell all sorts of things from what you've seen as you've been walking around the city over the past couple of years. But it isn't a specialist weapon shop. So, just to clarify, Shining Knight is weapons and armor. Alice Lich's is magical weapons and armor. And Arcane Acquisitions is all sorts of magic shit.
Oh yeah, 37 is kind of on. Well, the kind of 37 and 4 are both on the way.
Sure. I mean, if Voldren wants to.
So we could quite easily stop off at a shop on the way if everyone's happy to do that.
If it's on the way.
Yeah, of course. Let's stay together. Let's not split the party.
No,
I agree. I agree.
It might be dangerous.
Before I leave, I'm gonna barkeep. Before I leave, I took 2 pounds of cheese for the lady who wanted the whiskey.
He looks at you like he's never seen anything like you, Darwin, and says, "Yeah, that's fine. You know, yeah, cheese, no problem."
Gratitude, my good man.
Ratatouille to you too.
Okay, so I think we'll head to Alyssa's on the way to the last gate.
Hey.
All right. Lysliches. Where are you? Lysliches, rather. 37, which is.
Below the bridge, Dave. Yeah.
I've made a grand mistake in my positioning. There we go. All right. I'm just going to change some background music because we're in the Protector's Enclave. So let's play Protector's Enclave music.
Oh. Thank you.
Okay, so it's mid-afternoon and the city is alive. There are people going about the business here, there, and everywhere. Here, you realise as well. Those of you that are new to the city, the Protector's Enclave, this southwest quarter, it strikes you as it might be the centre of commerce of the city. And for those of you that have lived here a while, you are aware of this. This is where Lady Roth has her home, where the temple is that you've been staying. Uther and Dukhal, you also know that it's a long way from the refuge. The refuge is quite remote. And eventually you find your way across the bridge to this shop, this Alice Lich's handcrafted weapons and armour. And it's a small, well-presented weaponsmith. And there's a sign hanging outside made of metal. Embossed on metal, and it says established 1585, which puts it at around 27 years old. And I would like the three of you that are technically native to the city, Voldron, Uther, and Dukhal. You're not native, but you've lived here a while. I'd like all of you to make an intelligence test. Dukhal, yours is an advantage because you've lived here all your life. Dukhal's not there, so we'll come back to that. As you approach, oh no, he is there. He's just leaning out for shot. You don't know anything about it, you bunch of dummies. As you approach the shop, you can smell the smell of sulfur and heated metal, and there's this great black cloud that comes out the rooftop in belches. And as you head inside, just a second, which place is this? There is, you push your way in and the heat hits you immediately, and there is this human woman, looks to be about 30 years old. She's very broad-shouldered, very strong in arm looking, quite muscular, and quite masculine looking as well. And she's smeared in soot and grime, and she works over an anvil, beating a piece of metal into the shape of a sword. And she seems to be alone. It seems like there's no one else here that works by her side. And she looks over at you and she says, "Now then, 1 second." And she finishes beating the sword before plunging it back into the fire, pumping the bellows with her foot for a moment. Comes over and she wipes her dirty, grimy hands on her apron. Says, "Well met, lads and lasses. Is something I can do for you?"
Yes, my good friend here, Voldron, who is
Yes,
definitely not a drow. He's interested in doing some business with you.
Yes. Show me your arrows, my good man.
My good what?
What is it? Who is it?
It is definitely a woman, but she is a woman, but she's very muscular and very broad-shouldered and quite ripped, to be honest.
Forget I said anything. Just show me the arrows, please.
She points, and there's a basket, or there's a couple of baskets that are full of arrows with assorted different feathers as their flights. And she looks you up and down for a moment, He says, "You're one of them, ain't you?"
Oh, certainly.
Well, it depends what you mean by one of them.
Drow, the Dark Elves.
I don't know. I like to consider myself to be quite light-hearted.
You're new.
You need a wee.
You're new to the city, ain't you?
No, as she says that, I'm going to say, "You're one of them, aren't you?"
She just cocks an eyebrow and looks at you.
I'm not going to elaborate.
You want to buy some fucking arrows? You buy some fucking arrows. You get the sense that she's definitely got an issue with Drow.
I was just nearly there.
Drow shoes.
Drow shoes.
Yeah. Your shoes. I'll go over and look at the arrows.
Okay. There's an assortment of different arrows. They all seem to be made of different wood and have different flights and different arrowheads. But for the most part, they look like it's not going to make much difference to what they actually do. But you do see half a dozen all bundled together. Which are constructed pretty much the same as the others, but the arrowheads are made of this strange sort of dark greyish metal.
Oh.
And they do look like, there might be something a little different.
Okay. One of these. I know there are. What features and benefits of these arrows?
I mean, you saved yourself some embarrassment there by answering your own question, but they're a little unusual. And she takes the bundle from you and she pulls one out, holds it up to the torchlight, and you see it doesn't reflect any light whatsoever. It says, "Strangest thing I ever did see. Can't work them myself." And she nods with her head off in some random direction, and she says, "God damn it! I had all these notes and I can't be asked to find them, so I'm just trying to wing this." She says, says, "My dad, he used to make weapons out of something called star metal. We haven't seen much for a long time, and most of his stock has been sold off. But these," and she gestures to these 6 arrows, "they're the last things he ever made before he died, bless him."
Did he die peacefully in his sleep?
He did. Mum stabbed him after 2 bottles of whiskey, and he went real quick. Never knew a thing.
It's a mercy.
No, I'm fucking with you. No, he died around 5 years ago, quite peacefully, as a matter of fact. He fell off the bridge, banged his head, ended up in the river. We fished him out, and he had a smile on his face, so I assume it's quite peaceful. Had a bit of a drink problem. True. You were, and she pushes the arrows towards you. You want them?
Yeah, how much of those?
Sorry?
Yes, I certainly would like them. How much of those?
You can have all 6 of them for 20 gold.
I'll take them.
Rightio. Take 20 gold off and add to your inventory 6 star metal arrows.
Ooh. Star metal arrows.
And she looks over your group of 7, Say again. Welcome back, Hayden.
Back in the game.
I say, all the money.
So Hayden, just to recap what you missed, you killed the shadowy things, you left the basement of the inn, Tabitha stole a suit of armor, and you've come here, and Voldron Johnny has bought some fancy arrows, and this Alice Lesich looks you all over and she says, "You strike me as the adventuring sorts, yeah?"
Oh yeah.
What's the weight on those arrows then?
Don't worry about that, Johnny. I'll sort that out for you later. Yeah, cool. It's not much for 6 arrows, put it that way. A little bit heavier than normal, but not much. She says, and the fact that you're shopping here in my store says to me that you're not with the guild, so...
The guild don't seem very pleasant.
It's not about pleasant, is it? You know, it's like... when adventuring stops being about doing the right thing and helping the right people and becomes,
like money grabbing.
Exactly. It's syndicated heavily. You know, every city's got an adventurers guild these days. And they take a percentage. And sure, they're organised. And sure, they're well equipped. And sure, they get the job done. But at the end of the day, they suck their life and soul out of the whole adventuring business. I tell you what. You lads and lasses, you find any star metal on your travels, you bring it to me. I'll pay you for it, and I'll give you a discount on all future purchases.
Now that is a fine deal. Okay, I'll extend my hand.
Indeed.
To cement the deal. I won't spit on it though. That's but I'll extend it like this. As if I wanted
star metal.
I'm just going to come to that. She takes your hand, Voldron, in your limp-wristed manner, and she turns you, and she overpowers you.
Oh.
And and you realise this woman is strong. And I would like all of you, please, to make an intelligence check.
It's the normal one, Dave.
Yeah.
No advantage.
No advantage or anything on this, just normal intelligence.
Oh, that's a saving.
It's all right, James. Don't worry if you. I think your intelligence will be the same anyway, wouldn't it, as a saving throw?
No, I'm +2 on that. I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah, druids are proficient in intelligence and wisdom.
Well, it's enough either way.
Cool.
Has everyone rolled? They have, haven't they?
No.
There's this memory comes to you, Darwin, and you don't know where it's come from. It's not your memory. You don't remember ever having encountered star metal or the word star metal before. But you know. Somehow you know that star metal is, it's what it describes. It's basically lumps of metal that have fallen to Earth from the sky. And it is renowned as being unbreakable.
What do we call adamantine?
Yeah, let's not use words that don't exist in this universe.
Is it shiny?
Steel.
It's not shiny, no. It's quite dull. It's like a dull grey metal. It doesn't reflect any light.
Interesting. Fascinating.
Do you have any camouflage wares? Anything that would help me blend in?
No, lad, you're in the wrong shop for that. I just sell she gestures to. There's a lot of weapons on the walls: hand axes, swords. Mostly axes and swords, actually, but there's a few morning stars and flails and maces, things like that. But most of them look like quite mundane weapons, but still well made. And some of them are quite well engraved.
Can you ask Alice and say, what is star metal? It seems a rare and precious thing to base a business around.
Well, no, it's not really that the business is based around it. It's just that
the star metal has been found here and there across Faerun for, long before any of us were born. And she gestures to everyone in the room. Says, every now and then, someone will find a lump and they'll sell it to a merchant, and sooner or later, my father's name would be brought up. You see, he was one of the few people that ever learnt to work star metal into usable shapes. And now, well, I can't profess to be as skilled as my father. He never passed on that knowledge. I did have a little schooling, and I'd like to learn more. So, like I say, you bring me more star metal, and maybe I can learn how to make better weapons from it.
Fascinating.
Do the best we can.
Is that a goblin?
No, it's a hoblin. They're completely different.
Oh, right. Of
No,
course.
I know it sounds a bit made up, but
It does. It sounds real made up.
don't worry about it. He's perfectly good chap. Clasp my hand on.
And what is your name, beautiful blacksmith lady?
Oh, she blushes a little bit as you say this. So she says, "Oh well, my name's Alice." But and she points. There's a sign above the counter where she's standing that says Alice Liches. But Alice is spelt on the sign Allis, and she says, "My name's Alice, but not spelt like that. That's my dad."
See, I'm sorry, these lanky bastards next to me were all stood in the way of your beautiful sign.
Make a charisma check, please, for me, Woo.
I wasn't trying to be charming, but I suppose I am.
We were trying to go for a fight in this
Packing a dwarf.
She sort of smiles ever so slightly, and she says, "You're a wee charmer, aren't you? You."
I don't know. Some people say yes, some people say no. Thank you.
I do apologise. I thought you were a goblin, but as soon as I heard you speak, I realised you weren't. Because they speak in a certain way and they have a smell. I'm ever so sorry.
I am the most cleanest hoblin there will ever meet. But
Hoblin.
I get told this a lot. I'm from Fairwells.
Oh, you're Fae. And then she starts to look around the rest of your group, and she clocks you, Moxie, and she just clocks Moxie as well and says, "I was wondering what you were, because for a moment I thought you were maybe, one of them fiend bloods, but you haven't really got the smell of death and fire around you." There's a lot of you folk in town these days. Are you here for the wedding?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing this joint in matrimony.
Right, I mean, I'm not sure my better's no better than me, but it seems a little bit... me, no. Make a charisma check.
Those big, strong hands.
Wow, 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 wow. I'll be really trying, baby.
She blushes a little bit and she says, "Oh, I'm not married. Oh, I mean, I'm married to my work." And she gestures around at the shop.
What a loving wife you must be to it.
And she looks to you, Uther, because you're probably the closest, and says, "He's a charming little fucker, isn't he?"
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I'd take him anywhere.
It's a little grin, isn't it? It's a little grin.
We had no idea.
Little hairy
we
toes.
had no idea. Yeah.
He's down your noggin.
Right, so you come all the way from the Feywild, have you? So you're here for the wedding. Sorry, I got distracted there. Oh.
It's fine. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this wedding. I don't suppose you do finer quality staffs, do you?
Staff? I mean, I'm more of a metalsmith. I mean, I could make you a metal staff, but she holds a hand out for your staff.
I'll pass it my staff and say, what about capped metal ends on it?
She takes it, she has a look, and she says, I mean, yeah, I could do that, but to this one or a new one, but I mean, like I said before, if you found me some star metal, I could make you a star metal staff. That's quite a simple. And she starts going, that's quite a simple shape, you know, it's just a bit broad.
Yes, it does.
I'm so sorry. So yeah, I mean, I could make you a staff, but I didn't think it'd be much better than the one you currently have, unless maybe it was made of star metal, or maybe plated with silver.
Oh, let me think on this. Is she a bearded dwarf?
She is a bearded dwarf.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thought so. That's excellent.
That was where the whole confusion came. Oh no, she's not a dwarf. Sorry, she's a human and she's not bearded. Sorry, I'm thinking of the barman. The barman in the last place was. Eh?
You're making shit up about
No, I just got confused. Shut your fucking mouth.
Your mouth.
There was a dwarf in the last place that was a bearded, maybe lesbian female dwarf. This is a human, very butch human woman.
I was hoping she's a bearded dwarf.
No, she's a very butch human woman. She's quite tall, broad, muscular.
All right. I'm just gonna like smile my little hobbling face and say I love some star metal.
I mean, it's real rare, but if you find some, bring it to me, and I'll pay you for it, and it's valuable stuff, lad, and I haven't had any ore to work with, only the weapons that my father left, and your buddy there, she points at Voldrin, he just bought the last.
Give him a spin, and then grab him, and then put him back.
Okay.
Be good.
Very well. Is there anything else anyone wants to buy while we're here, or shall we make our way onwards?
If there is anything else anyone wants to buy, I'm just going to pop up a list for you, which does show you what is available to buy here, and I'm going to tell you a little about what she's just offered you. Oops. Right, so this is what she sells. You can click on that and it'll enlarge.
Wow.
That is basically every weapon that's in the game. She can also make silvered versions of any of those weapons, which is 10 times the price that you see. She can also make star metal versions of all those weapons with varying results. Star metal is unbreakable and can potentially have other benefits. And it costs to buy a star metal weapon 100 times the price you see.
Wow.
But she has offered, if you bring her star metal, she will make you a star metal weapon heavily discounted.
It's something to do with critting.
Is it what?
There's something to do with critting, doing crit damage.
If you want to get meta, there isn't really a hard and fast rule, James. It doesn't break. It will never break. A weapon made with star metal, but the effect that it has is randomly generated upon creation, and it's technically not a magical weapon. So it won't do things like, when you kill something, you regain hit points. It won't give you spells. It won't do stuff like that, but it will have a randomly created effect. It might be an improved crit. It might be an improved attack roll. It might be an improved damage roll. It might even be an improved AC because you can parry with it. But it is a randomly generated effect when the weapon is made.
I'd like to purchase a net there.
A net?
For 1 gold, please. Yeah.
Okay, so knock a gold piece off. And you remember how I showed you earlier to get the healing potions? Do that, get net, drag it onto your character sheet.
I would like to order a silvered version of a quarterstaff. So it's 4 times the price. So
yeah, no, it's 10 times the price.
Oh, so 20 silver pieces.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
Space there for a silver quarterstaff.
Yeah. Okay, so if you knock the money off.
Yeah.
What do you say? Sorry, Johnny.
Does she sell silver arrows?
Yes, actually, she does.
Oh, right. How much do they do?
Oh, that's a question I wasn't prepared for.
How many? Oh, sorry.
Just a second. Arrows. 20 arrows is. That seems expensive. 20 arrows is 1 gold piece. So 20 silver arrows would be 20 gold pieces.
Yeah, I'll take 20 silver arrows as well.
Okay.
How much is a gold piece compared to silver?
10.
So, what is it? 1 gold piece is 10 silver?
Yes.
Alright, so that's 2 gold pieces, yeah?
Yeah, you can knock it off as 2 gold or 20 silver, whatever is more
2
convenient.
gold, because then it's easy, so bang, bang.
Okay, so Voldrun has ordered 20 silver arrows. Anyone else buying anything?
I ain't got room for anything.
And do I just put silver quarterstaff in my thing, or is that a new thing?
It depends. Do you want to trade in your old staff, or do you want to get a brand new staff?
A brand new staff, because I don't own much anyway.
Okay, so then you don't change anything on your character sheet right now, except you reduce the money.
Yeah.
And she takes your order. Anyone else ordering anything?
No, I'll do. That's me. That's,
Okay. She says to you, Woo and Voldrun, pop back tomorrow, late afternoon before closing. I should have that ready by then. It won't take long to knock those up. Simple tasks.
I'm sure it's present.
Okay.
reason to return. Very good. Excellent sales.
I'm just going to have a wee. Be right back.
Yeah, I can't see how.
And I really I'm a guy with little material gains here. I don't wear armour.
Armour's for pussies.
No armour's for pussies, that's it.
Oh, jeez.
You're not calling me a pussy, are you?
Indeed.
I haven't got dressed yet, have I? I'm still wandering around in my loincloth.
Hey, we'll find a 5 shot.
Okay.
You should cover up your little hobbling nipples.
I'm not going to say anything else little about him, because he looks like he could probably have a third leg for a hobbling.
Why is that?
That's some sort of boon in life. Yeah, the lasso trouser leg function. Oh, did you? That came through my mic.
Please relax, I'm still walking around naked.
One sec.
Chatting up the
you close it, yeah.
It's a charming little fella.
The thing is about Woo, he might be quite small, like a frame of a child, basically, but he's ripped, you know?
Yeah.
He's a monk, he's trained all his life for physical combat. Yeah, well, I tell you what, let's find out. Roll a D8.
It's going to be big for halfling, isn't it? Yeah, I'll roll a D8.
Oh dear, here we go.
Get an 8.
Oh, it's a shame.
Wait, we need some context. It's D8.
Hold.
It's D8 plus 4. It's D8 plus 4. And Woo is a little lad, so 5 altogether is, comparatively...
That's pretty good.
It's not to be sniffed at. I mean, let's not dwell on this. Jesus Christ, let's not dwell on this. It's been a while since we had a dong roll, hasn't it? So,
Dong roll.
Every time someone's got naked in a campaign, I have demanded a dong roll. But here we go. All right, so yeah, you leave the shop. You've placed an order for some arrows and a silvered staff. Is there anything else anyone would like to do in Alice Liches before we move on?
Okay, just put my trousers back on.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's make a note of that because that's important.
Cat, what are you doing?
We start there.
Okay.
I hadn't enough time to get dressed while I was fighting all these monsters.
It's still mid-afternoon. Where are you going now? You were heading towards the refuge to Dukhal's place, yeah?
Yeah, that's our next destination.
Okay.
Roll 20 just fucking crap for me.
Oh dear.
Big black screen. It says loading.
So,
what are you doing? For fuck's sake. I'm just going to leave that to load.
I would like one of you, and I don't really mind who this is, but I would like one of you to draw a route on the roads of the city. Decide amongst yourselves, nominate one person who's leading the party. It doesn't have to be all the way to the refuge. It just has to be through this quarter of the city, the Protector's Enclave.
I nominate Leanne to draw the path.
Me? Oh God!
Okay, so Leon, if you go to the map, get rid of that. Let's escape. I'm gonna have to move over here to guide on this. On the left-hand side, you'll see your little icon. Who's done that? Hayden. So on the left-hand side, you'll see a pen or a pencil type thing. Here, look.
I'm doing this. Why?
Click freehand. Okay, you're currently at 37.
Yeah.
You're going to 61. You don't need to draw the. Hang on.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Roll 20. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well played, Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
There's no rush, Leanne. In your own time.
I genuinely applaud you for that. I enjoyed it. Hayden, stop it.
Hayden.
Just because I draw in yellow all over your map doesn't mean I can draw in yellow all over my map. No, wait, that's.
I had to move your Wii box because it was starting to make my game crash.
I know. That's why I was doing it. I was intentionally lagging your game out by pissing on the map. Right, let me just get zoomed in. Just because I know how you think, Leanne, by the way, this isn't a trap. Alright? This is just more about what you might see and what you might experience.
Just my feet are
That's
killing
what
me.
someone would say if they was making a trap.
Yeah, you making a trap?
It's
What
definitely
are
not a
these
trap.
places on the way?
Not a trap.
That's good. That's a good route. I like how you've doubled back on yourself here. Like someone's gone, it's this way. No, it's not. It's back that way.
That was a little twirling.
Yep, a little twirling from.
Oh, I was just having a gaze around. Oh,
fantastic.
Like,
as you go along this route, you see there's a lot of people on the streets. There's people hawking their wares, mundane things that don't interest you. There's a handful of people here, there, and everywhere, walking in pairs with this light leather jacket, armor type stuff going on, and they have clubs, and you can see manacles clipped to their belt, and they wear these purple cloaks. And when you get to about here. Tabitha, you recognise the shop you're near. Swift Heart Sundries. It looks quite quiet this time of day. And as you pass round this corner here, you see a shop to your right named Arcane Acquisitions. You continue on your path, you get to about here, and you notice another shop. Woo, the name of this place strikes you. In fact, you've all been here before, and you met this obnoxious gnome who refused to budge on his prices. But Woo, you recognise the sign hanging above the shop on number 41 as Droppelbit and Chodrig's Alchemical Solutions.
That's where I needed to go, wasn't it?
That's where the guy that rescued you came from. And you have all been here before. All of you have been here before, including you, Will. But the guy that was behind the counter was this obnoxious little gnome who, when you tried to haggle with him, just basically told you to get fucked.
What a nice guy.
And then you head around the back of this shop. And as you head around the back of this shop, I'd like all of you please to make a perception check.
Okay, I've rolled 5s with everything.
It's alright.
I think there must be something we mixed. I'm like, everything's shit.
It's roll 20. It's a bastard.
It can be like that sometimes.
Internet Explorer's worse for me than Chrome.
You know what I've found? It varies from week to week which browser works best with Roll20. At the moment, Firefox is working brilliantly, but sometimes I use Opera, sometimes I use Edge. Oh my word! Okay, as you come around the back of Chodrig and Droppelbit's Alchemical Solutions, across the road you see this other weapons shop that we spoke about earlier that might be a place to buy weapons and armor, Shining Knight. And that draws a lot of your attention because you've been talking about weapons and armor as a group. But Woo, Darwin, and Tabitha, your attention is drawn to the rear of Droppelbit and Chodrig's Alchemical Solutions. There's quite a high brick wall that separates the premises from the road itself. And something makes you look up. And there is this brick wall, there is an old-looking oak tree growing inside the grounds of this alchemy shop. And a lot of its branches come over the wall into the street. And something draws your eye, and you see, sitting on the wall in the shade of the tree, that there is a young elf girl. And she sits on top of the wall, leaning with her back against the pillar of the wall. And she's flicking acorns up in the air. And you notice that they don't come back down. But Tabitha, you see why they don't come back down. And there is a squirrel about sort of 4 or 5 feet up in the tree, grabbing the acorns and running off and putting them in a nook of a tree and then coming back for another one. And this happens the whole time you're going down the street.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, well. It's strange. It's just life, okay?
And you carry on. You carry on around the corner of the street, past Shining Knight, Arms and Armor, and into the refuge, this densely packed residential area where all these cheap, affordable houses, built for all, have been constructed in this region that, until a few years ago, was a gaping wound in the earth. And you follow Dukhal through this town. Occasionally, as you get closer to the east, there's a few people call out to Dukhal. They don't call for his attention. They just say, "Afternoon, Dukhal." One stands out is a dragonborn blacksmith who clearly is making nothing but metal wheel frames and horseshoes. But most of the people here are human. There's a handful of elves and half-elves and halflings, and a strangely high number of tieflings that make up the population that you see here. You know, tieflings are one or two a day if you're lucky usually, but you see a good couple of dozen tieflings in this area as you move through here. And I'd like those of you native to the area to make an intelligence check, please.
Well, I guess it's a 5. Fucking hell. There you go. I was proven wrong.
A watch of intelligence, is it?
Yep. Okay, and you know, Dukhal, the reason for this mix, this heavy human mix with a few dwarfs and elves and halflings and a strangely abnormal number of tieflings is because most of the people that live in this quarter of the city are refugees. And they ended up here during the Rage of Dragons 20 years ago, when you were a young boy. And people from all over Faerun, especially the Sword Coast, flocked here for protection from the Rage after hearing of the Silver Dragon that protected the city. And with them came tieflings from all over the place. Tieflings are a very rare species, but so many of them flocked to this area in that period of time. No one really knows why. And eventually you find on the far edge of the city, I'm just going to move your little marker, you pass by the last of these quite simple but you know, nice enough houses, but they're not wealthy people that live here by any means. And you pass through this neighborhood around a corner, and you see close to the wall this camp. And to most of you, it looks primitive. Even to you, Wu, it looks primitive. The tents are built from huge bones and crude pieces of hide, and you see maybe a dozen, maybe just over a dozen orcs, green and brown-skinned, walking around the place. Most of them have axes, like Dukhal. Some of them have bows, and they all stop and stare as they see the 7 of you approach. And as you get closer, there's a gate. We'll call it a gate, but it's not really a gate. It's just an entrance into the camp. And there are 2 orcs standing guard with these huge axes, and they both look at you, Dukhal, and they both mutter your name. And all of you hear them say his name. They both go, Dukhal, Dukhal. And one of them spits on the floor.
How's that custom when they say your name, Dukhal?
Some of it is. They're a bunch of bastards, some of them.
Oh, I remember this.
Again, you as you head deeper into the camp, there aren't many orcs here at all. This place is sparse in population, but at the back, very close to the defensive wall, there is this large tent, which is a little bit more elaborate than the other tents, and you notice it's been decorated with a few items here and there, you know, decorative items that you wouldn't expect to find in an orc camp. You'd probably expect to find them more in the city. And one of the main things that stands out to you is there is a tapestry hanging over the wall near the entrance to this large tent, and also an item made of wrought iron that looks like an eye. And I would like everybody, please, to make a religion check.
Can't really do.
Are you engaged?
And we can roll out for fucking religion, but not to fucking damage someone. Best barbarian ever.
We got religion.
Jesus! You have. It is.
Found it.
4 up, I think.
I've rolled a 4.
Called it.
Damn you.
You called it. Stop it, you witch. What's your name? Dukhal.
No. Yeah.
Ed, I've sent you a message in roll 20. Tabitha, I'm sending you a message. I don't know if James can see what I'm going to send you, but I would like it if James tried to avoid looking at this.
Come and feed that dog.
Okay, there we go. And as you approach the tent and you see these symbols, the tent parts. Sorry, the flaps to the tent part. God damn it! I wish I hadn't said that phrase. And
Flaps part.
this figure appears. Where is she? There she is. A female orc, about 5'10", quite muscular. She has a bow on her back, a sword on each hip. And she comes out glowering, and she sees all of you, and then she clocks Dukhal, and she smiles and says, "Son, you have returned." And she looked over the rest of your companions and says, "Ah, these your new friends."
Yes, well, these are the ones I was talking about. They come to see Rabor.
Aye, well, they'd best sit down first and have something to eat. You can't go see that weird fucker on an empty stomach, can you?
Right, Mother, we should all eat.
Absolutely. I'll get your dad. Dad's not here, he's still up at Castle. He might be a few days, but take a seat. And she gestures towards the fire. There's a number of logs around the fire. It's clearly designed as some sort of communal eating space.
Pull up the log.
Okay.
Come on, fellas, let's sit down. What makes the best
Yeah,
stew?
I'll sit on a log.
And she disappears inside for a moment, and she comes out with a large cauldron, a fucking huge cauldron that she hangs above the fire. Says, "Just be a few minutes while it warms. In the meantime," she goes back in the tent, comes out with a huge barrel, which she drops onto its side and begins pulling each of you mugs of ale. And she hands each of you a mug of ale. And I'd like everyone to make a perception check, please.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Amused. Oh.
you guys are so shit. It's unbelievable.
Hang on. Sorry, where is it?
Honestly, you guys are fucking shit. Tabitha. Tabitha, you notice on the side of the barrel as they put it down, you see something imprinted or painted, and I'm going to send you a message with what you see.
And they'll show up there where the other one. Yeah, all the way at the bottom. Yeah, he's going to send you up.
Okay, that's what you see, Tabitha. And slowly the stew begins to warm, and Diatha hands out all these mugs of ale to you all. And she says, "So, And she looks at you, Valdron, and you, Uther, and says, "You must be the ones that participated in the hunt."
Well met, my lady. Yes, that's correct.
You call me my lady again, I'll break your fucking arm.
As you say. How shall I properly address you?
Dialthur's fine.
Well met, Dialthur.
That'll do.
That is us. We accompanied.
My son tells me that it didn't really go to plan.
No, there was a bit of an upset with some beetles. And then one thing led to another, and then we ended up in jail.
Well, you know what they say, a party ain't a party until someone gets arrested.
Oh, yeah. I got stabbed.
Oh, yeah? Badly?
Well, it's bad enough.
Well, you're still fucking standing.
Oh, yeah, I showed mercy to a man, and then he shanked me.
She steps very close to you and says, "Never show mercy. Never."
Especially not to a man with a shank.
Related to lupus.
Who? No, brother. Lupus speaks more like this.
Ah, okay.
She's stirring the stew the whole time, and she keeps looking at your symbols on your shield.
I see the symbol of Bahamut has taken your eye.
I have.
Bahamut is with us all. He watches over you, protects you.
I mean, I'm a modern orc. You know, you believe what you believe, my friends. But we, and she gestures around the camp as she says this, we gave up on that business a long time ago.
Well,
She points over to the wall where there's this single oak tree, like a dead oak tree. She says, "We follow the path of the ancestors now."
let's see.
Your ancestors have something to do with that tree?
Well, in a way, yeah. You see, the thing is, she looks down at you for a moment and goes, Are you a goblin?"
No, but close. Half goblin. Half goblin.
And she looks at Dukhal for a moment, as you say half goblin, and goes, "Well, the world's a strange, confusing, modern place, isn't it?"
Yeah. My mother was a half. My mother was a halfling. My father was a goblin. Then I'm something in between.
I've lived in this city a long time, and I've heard some strange shit, but that, my friend, is grade A fucking weird.
Honestly, all this is bad to me. But your stew smells awesome.
Oh, yeah, it'll be ready in a few minutes, lad. And she keeps stirring. And she says to you, when we first came down from the mountains, a little over 100 years ago, after the spell plague, my people, we followed 3 gods. And you know what? All 3 of them were absolute fucking cunts. Bloodthirsty, psychotic wankers, a lot of them. Some of my people, we left our old society and cut off from the weave and the gods. We made our own world, and we came to this city, and we found it empty. And we created our own way of life. And some looked down on us, and some said we were nothing but primitive savages. But Rabor, and she points over to the dead tree, Rabor showed us the way. He showed us that in our history there were people, individuals in our long, mixed up, confusing, violent past who had a glimmer of being more about them.
And he taught us to not worship the gods that had driven us to war against people like you.
And she points to you, Uther.
And to people like my son. Rabor told us that some of our ancestors wanted us all to be friends. Now you can imagine how that went down. Yeah. But we came here and we tried, and some of us gave up and some of us died, but some of us stayed. And that...
And she gestures to the small camp where you estimate there's maybe 24, 25 orcs living.
That is what's left. Those of us that believe the words of people like Rabor, that cast off the old faith, violence and death, and tried to make a better life.
And she gestures to the tent behind her and the symbols adorning the tent.
And then I met Uthurk.
Good name.
Well, the long and the short of it is that some of us still believe all those things that Rabor taught. And some of us don't.
And she necks a beer, and she begins spooning stew into the bowls and handing it out. Carry on, Voldrin.
How can you tell which ones can and which ones can't?
Well, generally what happens, and she hands you a bowl of stew as she says this, she says, generally what happens is those that believe in our cause stay here and try and integrate as best they can with society. And those that don't start killing people willy-nilly for no reason.
That old chestnut.
And she gives a bowl of the stew to each of you.
What's in the stew? It smells delicious.
Oh, there's all sorts. Human, halfling, dwarf, elf. I'm just fucking with you. It's mostly deer. There's a little bit of rabbit. Most of the vegetables are grown in the garden out back.
It's one of those orc jokes you were telling me about, Dukhal. It's very good.
It's fucking she.
Yes, she's a sound woman. I hear a number of the orcs have gone back to the north, to the mountains.
Aye, there's been some disagreements of late, there has. You see, when we all came down here, it was assumed that, by some, that we were going to build our own new world. And after Lord Neverember came here and convinced us to help him, well, some of us didn't like the outcome, and they decided that we should make our own fate, our own destiny, and they went back north to rebuild, to make their own civilization. But some of us stayed, believing that, our future lay intertwined with other races.
So these orcs that have gone off, they're not your enemies, are they? They're not the enemies of this city.
No, not exactly. That would be too simple to define it. It's complicated. There's bad blood between us and them, but it's not hatred. It's not warfare. It's just a disagreement. They want to pursue their own way of life, and we wanted to pursue a different one here in the city.
That's fair. Seems fair. I know what that feels like,
She looks you up and down and says, "Aye, I bet you does."
And what do you make of this new Lord Neverember?
You know what? Daggelt, old Lord Neverember. He was an absolute Dukhal. He really were. But he was the people's Dukhal. He was the Dukhal we needed.
Not quite sure what's going on here.
When the city were at its knees, when the cult were rising, and when the rage came, that Dukhal Neverember, he allied all of Faerun and the Sword Coast together. and he got them to fight together, to stand up. Without all that, we would have all fallen. And this new lord, Neverember, Renier, he's a nice enough fella. He's pleasant and he likes the idea of people like me and you. He points at you, Voldron, and you, Moxie, and you, Tabitha, and you, Woo. He points at all of you, and you, Darwin, as well. He says, he's a very progressive man. He likes the idea of us all working together. But between you and me, he's a bit wet behind the ears. He's not his father.
Say so, Woo.
You alright there, Woo? I think Stu's done him over. I mean, we're an orc-sized portion of stew and beer. Maybe, he's just only a little fella. His little stomach's full right now. It's like when you get all comfortable and warm and your stomach's full and you just want to curl up and go for a nap. Did he just speak? Did he just speak from beyond grave?
It's been a long day.
There's a ship coming in. I can hear it. Oh no, it's one of them modern ships that has big foghorn on it. Oh dear. I've muted him, so I'll carry on like he's not there, and I know what time it is, and I'm kind of trying to wrap this up at a good point. So carry on if anyone else has got anything to ask, Diother.
Sorry. No, I can't think of what to say right now.
Anyone else?
Pretty much same status, Hayden.
Anyone else?
No, I think we're going to Rabor, or that'll be our next.
Okay. If there's nothing else that anyone wants to say to Diathor, Dukhal's mother.
I'm just going to say to her, I have to say you've done a very good job with Dukhal. He's fine. You've raised him well. Fine gentleman. Fearsome in battle. A little impetuous mind, but he's still young. You should be very proud.
I'd like you to make a charisma check, please. Uther.
Charisma.
Oh, I rolled that.
You say this to her in all earnestness and seriousness, and she just leans in very close to you, Uther. She just sat right next to you and she says, "You think I fucking did it for you, human?"
No, I was just, that's not what I thought. I didn't think that at all.
His thread is woven tight in the tapestry of fate. And when it comes down to it, I want to be behind the man who will change this world, not before him.
And then she just sweeps away from you and heads towards the kitchen.
I'm just going to say, just as I hear this, if I do hear this, do I hear that?
Make a perception check. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You do hear that.
I'm just going to say really quietly under my breath, put him in the stew. I'm thinking through.
It's be a long campaign, I see.
As she walks away back into the tent, saying this quite aggressively to you, Uther, another orc strides into the camp. Sorry?
Fucking cat jumped on my shoulders.
Where is he? Where's the other fucking... And this is the other orc. This guy is like 7 foot tall, and he's built like a brick shithouse. Dukhal, you recognise this guy straight away as father. And he comes in, and he looks you all over, and he looks to you, Dukhal, and he gives an almost imperceptible nod of the head to you, and he says,
Rabu will see you now.
Aye, father. I will get up and start walking.
Okay. Begins walking away. What are the rest of you doing?
Drinking my drink.
Gonna follow. Follow Dukhal.
Do you mean you'll see us all? Is that what?
Yeah, it was implied. It was implied that you were.
Yeah.
It was implied that you were all to go.
It's not safe.
I'll get up and I'll say thanks to the stew.
Say thanks to the stew.
Okay, so Dukhal, thanks to the stew. Thanks, Stew. Stew's the guy on the gate. Dukhal, Uther, and Vol'jin are all going. Moxie, are you going or are you staying?
Okay. Drink my drink, go.
Woo's gone again, so I'm going to assume he is. Darwin and Tabitha?
Yeah, I'm going. I want to see. I'm taking in all the cultural nuance.
Alright, so everyone goes to see Rabu. And that's where we'll leave it. And that's where we'll pick it up next time.
Good point.
Just wait, before we leave this realm, Alan, how much XP are you on?
It says 700, I think. Yeah, 700.
Okay, hang on. That's alright. I was just checking to see if you'd leveled up, but you haven't. But you're not far off. There's a very good chance, it's not certain, but there's a very good chance that you'll level up next session. In the middle of the session, probably. So what I'd like you to do, and I'll send you a message and remind you of this, is I'd like you to prepare for that. So, if you have spells to take, know what you want to take. If there's abilities that you get a choice of, make the choice before the game, so it doesn't slow the game right down. So basically all there is to roll for is hit points, and then we can level up mid-session rather than after. And if any of you obviously need help with it, message me at any time, and we'll get through it. It's not hard in this game. All right.
Yes.
So good game, guys, and we'll see you next time, I suppose.
Okay, guys.
Okay. Night, guys.
Good night.
Night, Hayden.
Good night, Hayden.
Good night.
Good night, sweet prince.